Coming up next is exclusive coverage of the 6A first-round TSSAA playoffs live on WNSR. Presented by Tim Leeper Roofing. Visit timleeperroofing.com. Tonight's 6A first-round matchup is between the 6-4 Riverdale Warriors and the 8-2 Lebanon Blue Devils. The Warriors arrive at Lebanon looking for revenge from last year's second-round playoff loss. Now it's time for WNSR 6A first-round playoff coverage with Joe Fisher and Greg Pogue.
For most of the state, the high school football season ended last week.
Welcome to the best Friday night high school football coverage in Nashville.
But for that select few fortunate enough to qualify, the second season actually begins tonight. It is playoff time. A fresh slate for all, but also it's win or go home. Welcome to Watkins Stadium, Clifton Tribble Field in Lebanon for tonight's first-round playoff matchup between the Warriors of Murfreesboro Riverdale and the Blue Devils of Lebanon. I'm Joe Fisher saying hello from the broadcast booth, joined once again by my partner Greg Pogue. Adam Johnson is our producer-engineer, and we are glad you're with us for Week 1 playoff version of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. And, Greg, we heard just a moment ago, we have a rematch tonight of a second-round playoff meeting last year, which was won by Lebanon.
Yeah, rest assured that the players, coaches, fan bases remember that game. For Lebanon, it's been a program best 11th win in a season. For Riverdale, an uncharacteristic early exit from the postseason with the Lebanon fans chanting, overrated.
The Blue Devils are 8-2. They are second in Region 3, 6A, behind Coffee County. They closed the regular season last week with a 28-7 win over Warren County. And, Greg, it is a team that takes a lot of pride in its defense.
Well, the number that jumps out on you, that side of the ball, is being plus 14 in turnovers, 20 takeaways to only 6 giveaways. Then again, on the other side of the ball, maybe the best 1-2 tandem passing, receiving in the state in quarterback Jalen Abston and receiver Anthony Kroll.
Well, Riverdale finished last week 6-4, third in Region 4, 6A, after what they had a must-win game last week over Stewart's Creek.
Yeah, you know, the tradition is rich at Riverdale. We know all about that. But in the 4 state championships, the last one was 18 years ago. Sure, this team goes to the playoffs every year, expected to make a deep run. But then again, they compete in maybe the toughest region in the state, period. So, also want to say a shout-out to Tim Leeper Roofing and also T. Wright Properties Taylor Wright, a former Riverdale coach, and as a matter of fact, for being our sponsors tonight.
We appreciate them very much. After the game, we'll recognize our Omni Nashville Hotel Player of the Game. And guys back in the studio, Ray Dosky and Bruno Reagan will bring you our halftime and postgame scoreboard shows. Coming up next, Greg had a chance to visit with our 2 head coaches earlier this week. We will hear from them right after this on the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week here on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
If you're in the mood for quality burgers and handmade milkshakes, Mooyah is where you need to be. With 2 locations in Brentwood and Franklin, Mooyah is your only choice for handcrafted Angus beef burgers, fresh cut fries, and homemade ice cream milkshakes. With vegan, paleo, and keto options, Mooyah has something for every taste. Order online, dine in, or carry out. Located in Brentwood and in Franklin off West McEwen Drive. For the best quality and the best taste at the best price, make it Mooyah. Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom-designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser-engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best. The Omni Nashville Hotel, located 5th Avenue downtown, and proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, is Nashville's premier destination for the highest quality accommodations. Start your day with a cup of Bongo Java and the Biscuit Bar at Kitchen Notes. Indulge your tastes with the best beef in Music City at Bob's Steak and Chop House. And wrap yourself in luxury at Macara Day Spa before before enjoying a nightcap at bar lines. And when it comes time to host those holiday partings and gatherings of family, let the Omni Nashville Hotel take all the worry off your plate. Proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week and located in the heart of Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel is your only choice. The Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Lifetime Murfreesboro resident and businessman Taylor Wright and his T. Wright Properties and Century 21 Wright Realty are proud to be the sponsors of all the high school football coverage tonight on Nashville Sports Radio, especially the Blackman game at Riverdale High School. For rental property and property management, it's T. Wright Properties. For buying and selling real estate, it's Century 21 Wright Realty. Nobody does it better in Rutherford County. Visit TWrightProperties.com to learn more. And thanks to everybody who supports high school athletics and enjoy this night of high school football in the borough. Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at TimLeeperRoofing.com, that his long-based MidState company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at TimLeeperRoofing.com.
You're listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week on WNSR. Here's Joe Fisher.
Looking forward to Riverdale and Lebanon tonight from Lebanon High School. Joe Fisher along with Greg Pogue. You had a chance to visit with the two head coaches. Both have been a few years at their program. Both have had some good success.
Yeah, and certainly tradition-rich programs on both sides of it. Lebanon Chuck Gentry, we'll talk to him. But first, here's Riverdale coach Will Kreisky.
You know, they really accepted that challenge. I'm really proud of the way our guys have been playing the last few weeks. And now we need to carry this momentum over into the playoffs. Like you just said, it's the second season, so now anything can happen. We faced a really tough Lebanon team. You know, Lebanon put us out last year in the second round, and they returned everybody that they had from last year's team. You know, and I think our guys are finally starting to gel and come together and play together as a team in all phases. So it's going to be a really tough matchup for us this Friday.
Well, there's some, obviously some players on that field are going to be playing at the next level, and you've had the Herring brothers there, one already at Tennessee, and certainly who's headed up there, Caleb as well. What's it been like coaching someone that's truly a 5-star prospect?
I mean, it's easy. Those guys are easy to coach, especially with the type of mentality he has when he comes to work every day. And you know, we've been stressing to not just him, but to the team, just live in the present, be present, and not worry about the future, not worry about what's going to happen, you know, after high school and things like that. And I think he's really, especially the last month and a half, he's really enjoyed his senior season. He's led this team, and he always comes to the practice field with a good attitude, the weight room. You know, teachers love him. He's a great student. So coaching somebody with that type of mentality who even is a high-profile athlete has been really a pleasure because, you know, those types of kids are easy to coach because they bring it every day and they have the ability.
When you look at Lebanon, what do you have to do to be successful?
So we got to stop at quarterback. That quarterback and Crowell, they're two unbelievable athletes. Those kids are great players. They've led that team for the last 2 years, and they've gotten a lot of wins because of those two kids. You know, the quarterback is an unbelievable athlete. You know, you have to be able to contain him. Last year we didn't do a good job containing him in the pocket, and on some 3rd and longs he was able to escape pressure and get the first downs. And so we have to do a better job of tackling him in open field. And Crowell is also the same way, man. They were able to get him the ball in space last year, and he was able to get those extra yards on our defense last year. You know, our defense played very well last year up until that game, and we have to do a great job containing both those kids.
Joined now by Lebanon coach Chuck Gentry.
Well, you know, we had high expectations coming off a good year last year, and you know, I think in the middle of the year we'd had a little lull there, and maybe we were leaning on last year a little bit and thinking that we would show up and people would roll over. and we lost 2 games in the middle of the year, and we got kind of back to fundamentals and being more physical and tackling more in practice and doing some things that we felt like we needed to do to shore up some things. And we still feel like we've not played our best ball this year. We've sputtered. We've had untimely penalties and costly penalties and different things at different times have not gone the way that we expect them to go. And so we're still looking forward to trying to put our best game on film, and hopefully that'll be this week. But we have high expectations, and we knew without a shadow of a doubt we would probably see Riverdale this year, and here we are. It's probably a round earlier than we thought, but it's always fun to go up against a tradition-rich program like Riverdale High School and see how you measure up.
Well, when you look at Riverdale, what do you have to do to be successful?
Number one is when you talk about Riverdale the last couple of years, you talk about their defense. So you have to minimize their big plays. You can't have negative plays. You can't turn the ball over, and you have to keep their offense off the field. And by doing that, you try to keep their defense on the field. But that's easier said than done. And then they've got the Herring kid, who is the number 1 prospect in the state, and then they've got the Thompson kid at corner, who is very, very, very highly talented and rated, and then you've got the defensive lineman Oglesby, I think is his last name, number 2, who he may be the best one over there. He's just not got the size and length that they do, but he is definitely an active individual on their defense. So their defense is good. Then you turn over, and then their offense, there's two-headed monster at running back. The Berkshire kid had 200-something yards last week, and looks like he's coming into his own, and they're finding an identity of running the football and mixing the pass in. And then, the quarterback's a highly rated kid and some highly rated wide receivers. So it's everywhere you look, you see good football and good football players. And by watching film, you know that they have hit their stride and they're playing their best ball here at the end of the year.
It's the NFL on Sports USA, and we're in Tampa as the Los Angeles Rams charge into the Bay to fight off the Buccaneers. Brady and the Bucs have plenty of firepower in Fournette, Godwin, and Evans.
Right corner of the end zone, caught! Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
The super champion Rams have a defense that can shut down anything that comes at them with Wagner, Floyd, and Aaron Donald. It's the Rams at the Bucs, this Sunday on Sports USA.
Pre-game coverage begins at 3 o'clock live on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Greg Pogue back once again to tell you about Bongo Java, Nashville's oldest and most celebrated coffee company, now also located in the Omni Nashville Hotel. Reward yourself for surviving Nashville traffic with fresh, locally roasted coffee, classic handcrafted espresso drinks, and fresh baked goods all day long. And free Wi-Fi, so you don't have to work from home. Number 1 in customer service. You made it through the traffic. Reward yourself with a perfect pick-me-up at Bongo Java. Fresh coffee, delicious treats, great atmosphere. Open 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. daily. Bongo Java at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at boombozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based MidState company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
The Omni Nashville Hotel, located 5th Avenue downtown, and proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, is Nashville's premier destination for the highest quality accommodations. Start your day with a cup of Bongo Java and the Biscuit Bar at Kitchen Notes. Indulge your taste with the best beef in Music City at Bob's Steak and Chop House. And wrap yourself in luxury at Macara Day Spa before enjoying a nightcap at Barlines. And when it comes time to host those holiday partings and gatherings of family, let the Omni Nashville Hotel take all the worry off your plate. Proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, and located in the heart of Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel is your only choice. The Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
It's the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Joe Fisher with play-by-play and Greg Pogue color analysis. Now to the field for your first half coverage. Here's Joe Fisher.
Lebanon, the home team, won the toss. They elected to defer, so Riverdale will get the football first. These two teams, Greg, are not that far away distance-wise, but this is only the 6th time they've ever played.
Yeah, they've been in opposite regions, and they say, why do I need to go out of region to play either one of those teams for that region as well? But it is interesting. There is a story back in the early 90s when Riverdale and Lebanon played at the old high school. Mark Medley was the coach, and I got locked in the locker room at halftime. I'll tell that story. And didn't get out till the game was over. I'll tell that story a little bit later. But certainly Riverdale, Lebanon, great football tradition.
Lebanon will move left to right. The kickoff is in the air. It is short, angling toward the far sideline, and is going to go out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty to start things off for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils wearing the blue jerseys, white pants with blue trim, white numerals, white helmets. Riverdale, white jerseys, red numerals, red helmets, and gold pants.
Florida State versus Duke.
Yep. And
does that look about right?
And we appreciate the fact that the numbers are relatively easy to read from the booth, at least so far. So with the penalty, the ball will be spotted for Riverdale to go on offense at the 35-yard line. They'll put the ball in the far hash mark, Warriors moving right to left. We said this is only the sixth time these two have ever met. The only time Lebanon ever won was last year in the playoff. From a shotgun formation, the quarterback is Braden Graham on first down. He'll take the snap, and he will give tailback up the middle for about 5. That is DJ Taylor, the sophomore, 460 yards on the season. Second behind Isaiah Verser. They'll trade a lot of time in the backfield. Verser just over 700 yards on the season.
Yeah, they combined for over 1,000, right at 1,100 yards combined, so we'll see both of them tonight.
Gain of 5 on first down, ball at the 40-yard line. Just underway here from Lebanon. Big line in front of Graham. Keith, Watkins, Jackson, Will Hoyt, and Meza. The tackles go 280 and 290 respectively. Play clock is just inside of 10 now on second down and 5. Out of the shotgun, looking to throw is Graham. Steps up into the pocket, now flush, now sack. Dropped all the way back at the 36-yard line on the pursuit by Jack Kleinert, the junior. That is his 9th sack of the season.
Riverdale offense, Coach Will Kreisky, he just says it's a spread, and that's what, and there's nothing fancy about it. That's what it is. The Lebanon defense, a 3-3 stack. They'll go to the 3-4 depending upon field position, boundaries, that kind of thing as well, but basically a 3-3 stack.
That is the 27th sack of the year by the Blue Devils defense, and it puts Riverdale in a 3rd and 9 from their own 36-yard line. Two receivers split to each side. Low snap on the shotgun. Handoff, and the give is going to be stopped at about the 41-yard line on a nice open field tackle by number 28, Connor Gannon, the senior. They call him the Devil linebacker, and that brings up a 4th down and 4 and will prompt the punting unit to come on.
The Devil, you say?
The Devil, I say. They have the star linebacker and the Devil linebacker. Ryan Edmiston will handle the punting duties, standing back inside the 30-yard line. Back deep to receive is Anthony Crowell, who has 1 punt return for a touchdown, 3 kickoff returns for a touchdown this season. Let's see if they're going to give him an opportunity, and it looks like they will. This is a beautiful punt. drifting all the way back inside the 15, is going to bounce all the way into the end zone. That'll be a 59-yard punt. 59-yard punt from the 41. That was a boomer. That's his longest of the season.
Well, we've already seen it, too, with the initial kick out of bounds by Lebanon. There's a distinct kicking advantage. Khalil Armon, 4 for 5 on field goals, 8 of 19 on PATs, and then Edmonston, who just boomed that one. Lebanon only has one field goal all season long and converted only 83% of their PATs.
They only tried one field goal. They're 1 for 1 on the year. Lebanon will start first down from its own 20-yard line. The quarterback is Jalen Abston, 6'3", 185-pound senior. He is talented throwing and running the football. He is a double threat indeed. 2 receivers split left, 1 right. Tailback is Sean Heath, the junior, 5'11", 180, and he's going to get the handoff on first down and run into traffic and go nowhere. Quentin Johnson, the senior, the defensive lineman, made the stop for a loss of a couple of yards.
Abston, 1,591 yards passing, 455 rushing, 2,046 of total offense, and in his career over 5,000 yards and 49 touchdowns of total offense.
Freeman, Hart, Gardner, Luna Garcia, and Donald are the front 5 in front of Abston, who now faces a 2nd down and 12. Fires to the far side. Pass is caught at the line of scrimmage. Getting back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a gain of 3 overall on the play is the first reception of the night for Crowell. That's his 44th catch of the year, 756 yards. He's averaging 17.5 yards per catch.
You put Abston and Crowell together, it's like 3,400 yards of total offense, just those 2 players.
3rd down, and let's call it 10. The ball back to the 20-yard line. Abston in the shotgun, 2 wide, split to each side once again. Abston to throw, has time, now is going to flush east to the right, looking downfield, he's going to tuck it and run. He'll get the 20, he'll get the sideline, the 30, the 35-40, cuts back midfield and into Riverdale territory with the run of 32 yards. They're going to mark him down at the Warriors 48.
You're looking at a Mr. Football candidate right here in Abston, no doubt about it. Already all kind of mid-major FCS level, group of 5 schools knocking on his door. 6'2", 185, and he got to the corner and turned.
Had 455 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns coming into the contest. That a gain of 32 and a first down in Riverdale territory. 8:05 to go in the opening quarter. We are scoreless. Abston in the pistol formation. They're going to do a flea flicker. The flip back going long, looking downfield, throwing into double coverage, and it's incomplete. Looking for Crowell, it was well underthrown. And actually, Greg, the receiver became the defensive back on that play.
Well, double coverage, he threw into it just hoping for a play, and he even had the safety coming over, so there were 3 in the area. Just really something that's almost like a punt, if you will, if it gets picked off, but really not a wise throw that time with this kind of field position.
Yep, Israel Celestine was there, the free safety, along with Jalen Thompson, the outstanding cornerback. 2nd and 10, just in Riverdale territory. Pistol formation once again for Abston. Hands off to the tailback, Heath, who weaves through the traffic to the 45, maybe forward progress down to the 44. Once again, Johnson was there as the defensive tackle to make contact. Caleb Herring is the guy that draws the attention defensively, Greg. The commit to Tennessee, along with JoJo Smith in the backfield, they have made a lot of tackles together.
Well, Herring, the number 1 prospect in the state, consensus number 1 prospect in the state, and JoJo Smith, 74 tackles and 9.5 of those for a loss.
3rd down and 8. Low snap, they fake the handoff. Abston steps up, going long again. This ball is caught! It is caught at the 1-yard line. Nolan Sandifer, the senior. What a tremendous catch, Greg, and they dropped it. Abston dropped it right in the bucket.
He couldn't have placed it any better because you had 2 defenders trailing. Went over there right in the breadbasket, as you called it. He falls down just a yard short or so, but the throw and the catch, top level.
Absolutely. 43 yards on the gain down to the 1, 1st and goal. 2 tight end set handoff. Heath over the left side, and he is in for a Blue Devil touchdown. Sean Heath was the 11th touchdown rush of the season. 2 big plays on the drive, Greg, both on 3rd down.
and huge plays. You've seen it already twice. They're not afraid to take their shot deep. Twice, one of them connects.
That was the 31st pass of the season that has gone for more than 20 yards in a gain. And now on for the extra point is Juan Jimenez. Abston is the holder. And the extra point is up, and it is good. 6:51 to go in the first quarter. Opening round of the playoffs. Lebanon 7, Riverdale nothing on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Lifetime Murfreesboro resident and businessman Taylor Wright and his T. Wright Properties and Century 21 Wright Realty are proud to be the sponsors of all the high school football coverage tonight on Nashville Sports Radio, especially the Blackman game at Riverdale High School. For rental property and property management, it's T. Wright Properties. For buying and selling real estate, it's Century 21 Wright Realty. Nobody does it better in Rutherford County. Visit TWrightProperties.com to learn more. And thanks to everybody who supports high school athletics and enjoy this night of high school football in the borough.
You're listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week, live on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Here's Joe Fisher.
Well, the Lebanon Blue Devils opened the contest with an 80-yard scoring drive, capped off by the touchdown run by Sean Heath. 2 big third down conversions, one with the wheels of Abston and one with the arm of Abston, and the catch by Sandiford. So now Riverdale will send Thompson and Celestine back deep to receive the kickoff, and it will be Thompson on the other side at the 20 to the 25, hit hard at about the 29, and that's where Riverdale will go on offense.
Watching particular Caleb Herring, of course, we've been talking about him, the outside, basically a rush linebacker, if you will. That play that they hit, the big one down to the 1 yard line, they had a tight end and a running back chip him. So he's going to get double teamed all night.
I was able to see Riverdale earlier this season against Blackman. We did not call Herring's name that much in the game because he got a lot of attention all night long. 1st and 10. They'll stack 4 receivers to this near side, try to set up a receiver screen. The reception by Edmiston and a nice open field tackle after a gain of about 3 yards on the play. And that was Key Crowell, the junior, 5'11", 165. There are 3 Crowells on this Lebanon team. Marquise is the third. One's a junior, one's a senior, one's a sophomore.
And one of them is next level for sure. Just where, and we were talking about his size. We'll talk about Crowell, of course, defensive back as well. Another few inches and a few more pounds, and he's power 5.
2nd down and 7. Tailback will try the left side, bouncing outside, goes nowhere. Penalty flag is thrown. The ball was stripped away. And returning it for an apparent Lebanon touchdown is Key Crowell. There is a penalty flag thrown, which usually is in the vicinity of holding, Greg, but we'll see.
Well, the flag came out. It almost was if the Riverdale running back sort of quit on the play a little bit. Crowell just came in. That's the K Crowell, right?
Right.
They came in and just took it out of his hands.
So now the officials will discuss this. Greg Morgan is our referee tonight. They've got to get a confirmation on what the penalty flag was for first, and the Lebanon fans. And now the Lebanon sideline reacting, and there's the touchdown signal from Greg Morgan. You mentioned it in the open, Greg, turnovers. Lebanon, what is that now, an advantage of 15 on the season?
Yeah, 21 takeaways to only 6 giveaways. Really an opportunistic, and that one he just came in and took it out of his hands.
Literally did. So the quick strike on the turnover. And now Jimenez on for the extra point. And this one is also good. Didn't take long, but now it's a 2-score lead. 5:57 to go left in the first quarter. Lebanon 14, Riverdale nothing on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Sir Speedy is a proud sponsor of high school football on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. At Sir Speedy Music City, we provide commercial print, signs, and mailing services to companies all over Tennessee and actually all over the world. If you need anything like that, you give us a call, 615-832-9511, SirSpeedyMusicCity.com. We are a proud sponsor of high school athletics on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Call us at 615-832-9511. 932-9511. Go to the web at SirSpeedyMusicCity.com or email us at print@SirSpeedyMusicCity.com. We are the official sign company of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week.
This is Nashville's best high school football coverage. WNSR's MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher.
Lebanon 1 touchdown on offense, 1 touchdown created by the defense. Blue Devils lead 14-0. And the kickoff angling near the far sideline, fielded at about the 15-yard line. Thompson to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and down to the 34-yard line. So a good return, and that's where the Warriors will start, but finding themselves in a bit of an early hole here, down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I guess the Riverdale players got to be a little bit of a shock right now. The big play downfield to set up the touchdown, and now the takeaway. By the way, a few things I've noted already tonight with the Lebanon students.
Yep.
It's pajama night.
Oh.
And you look good.
That would not be good. First down and 10. Graham to throw, over the middle, incomplete. Well, there was a little contact there. The intended receiver was Jalen Thompson. Coverage was close by David Ayula, but there was no penalty flag. Tried to go over the middle and led it a little bit too much.
Well, Jalen Thompson is their big play guy. You're going to see his name a lot. Punt returns, certainly, and then in the passing game as well. He's averaging right at 11.3 yards per catch.
Second down and 10. Ball spotted at the Riverdale 33. 14-0 Lebanon. Blitz coming by the Blue Devils. It was a run blitz, and they ran right into the tailback in the backfield for a loss of a couple of yards. Gannon blitzed right up the middle, Greg, and literally ran right into the tailback as he was handed the ball.
You know, Lebanon is thinking of this as a measuring stick game. Obviously, they want to get to the quarterfinals and beyond. Last year, they beat Riverdale to get to the quarterfinals, to only lose to Oakland, the eventual state champion, and maybe again the best team in the state this year. But this is a measuring stick game for, I think, Chuck Gentry and his program.
Third and long now for the Warriors. Third and, let's call it 12. Ball back at the 31-yard line. In the shotgun, Graham. Looking to the right side, throws to the sideline. Pass is caught by Edmiston out of bounds. It will be a first down at the 48-yard line. Nice pitch and catch right on the money.
Yeah, right. You named it. Graham on that out pattern, the only place that throw could have gone, and he hits it, bops right out of bounds. And that was a big first down right there.
On another third down. So third down conversions have been key early on. We're inside 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 14-0 Lebanon. 2 receivers split to each side. Empty backfield for the Warriors. Graham in the shotgun. Graham to throw. Has time. Now he's going to tuck it and run to the right side across midfield and steps out of bounds in Blue Devil territory at about the 48.
One thing going against that 3-man front, once you spread it out to the 5, that way they had 2 on each side and 1 in the slot as well, so 5 out and then just the empty backfield, it really negates the pass rush because you're only having 3 rush against 5.
Gain of 4 on the play, second down and 6. Graham, the transfer out of Lipscomb. Drew a lot of praise from his coach in the visit we had during the week. Little toss running to the right side. Edmiston, going to break a tackle. That's Taylor's going to get inside the 45. No, that is Taylor. 14, DJ Taylor, the sophomore. And that'll set up third down at about 2.
Sensing that as well, Lebanon came with 3 extra rushers on that play as well, which led to a good gain because that second level it was trying to get into the backfield.
Third and a short 2. 3 receivers split to the left for the Warriors. Taylor is still in at tailback. Graham changing the play, steps up to the line, and then back to Taylor to tell him the play change. Play clock is down to 10. Low snap, handoff. Taylor will have the first down right up the middle, just inside the 40-yard line.
2 important first downs. I know it's early, but Riverdale needs to get some first downs, get this game settled a little bit.
Yeah, at least flip the field, and they've done that now with getting the ball into Blue Devil territory at the 39.
And I'm over the drone thing. There's a drone. I'm over the drone thing. I've graduated.
I was wondering how long it was going to be.
Yeah.
Looking to throw is Graham. Looked left all the way. Passes to the flat to Taylor. It's caught. Nice move by Taylor. He'll take it close to the 30-yard line. Gannon down to make that tackle, along with Weston Binkard. Binkard came in as the leading tackler for the Blue Devils on the season with 83. But now a 2nd and 1, excuse me. This time the Warriors send 3 receivers to the right side. Lebanon, a little movement on the defensive line, but no contact was made on the play. Traylon Davis is in at a tailback spot at the moment for the Warriors. We have not seen much of Isaiah Verser yet, their leading rusher. Blitz is coming again, throwing long to the end zone, overthrew everybody. He was throwing into double coverage, actually, overthrew Landon McKinley in the end zone, brings up 3rd and 1.
2nd and 1.
Not a bad time to take a shot.
2nd and 1 at the 30. Take your shot. Yeah. Because you're in, and I love that. I had somebody the other day said, they're in 3-down territory. Okay. I get it. No, but now you've obviously got 2 downs to get the 1 yard.
Yep. 3rd and 1, ball at the 30 of the Blue Devils. 2:40 to go, first quarter. In the pistol, and the snap hit the leg of one of the Warriors players. Penalty flags are down, and it's a procedure penalty on Riverdale.
Well, the H-back had went into motion across the near side of the set, and the ball was snapped into him. They're lucky that they're getting out of here with just a 5-yard penalty.
Just the penalty, that's right. So they'll walk it back. So now instead of 3rd and 1, 3rd and 6 for the Warriors. And personnel changes here for the Warriors. Herring comes out of the game. Quentin Johnson had been on the offensive line. He comes out of the game. Taylor is back in at the tailback spot. Braden Vanderbilt splits wide to the left. 2 receivers wide to the right, McKinley and Thompson. 3rd and 6. Did we get an official reset of the play clock? They have not started the play clock
I think
yet.
that's what we're waiting on right now.
Clock is not running. It's at 2:38. Play clock is at 25. I think everybody's all set. Greg Morgan, the referee, trying to assure everybody that everything's okay, and now the clocks are running again. Shotgun formation on 3rd and 6. Graham, quick pass over the middle. Pass is caught. Edmiston for a first down. He'll push it inside the 25-yard line. Warriors wanted a penalty flag for a face mask that was not called, but a few tempers flared there at the end of that play, but it is a first down for Riverdale.
Talking about the Riverdale quarterback, Braden Graham, 6'1", 200, a transfer from Lipscomb Academy there in their congested quarterback room, if you will. Yes, the sign of the times, but over 1,400 yards passing this year.
12 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. First down for the Warriors. They are at the Blue Devils' 26-yard line. Blitz coming from the corner. Graham is going to be chased down from behind. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain on the play. Ayula came after him around the corner and ran him down from behind.
And they'll come with those corner blitzes. They're aggressive with this defense.
2nd down and 10.
Because they're just not going to be able to sit back in that 3-man rush.
Right.
They're going to have to pick and choose where they're coming.
Graham in the gun, 3 receivers right on 2nd and 10. Gives to Taylor, reverses, now cuts inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. So a nice gain on 2nd down will bring up 3rd and short.
Just a nice drive, period, put together by Riverdale, mixing the run and the pass, keeping Lebanon off balance a little bit.
When they really needed it after the quick score made it 14-0. 1 minute left in this opening quarter. 3rd and 3. Ball is at the 18-yard line. Sort of a modified pistol formation with another back in the backfield as well. Handoff to the tailback. We ran right up the gut, and I think got enough to move the chains.
Well, they haven't marked it yet. I don't know.
From where the linesman came in, I thought he had enough.
Well, they haven't signaled first down.
Now he finally did.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So Davis comes out of the game. Taylor comes back in. Riverdale rotating running backs on a regular basis. They don't even have to snap the football before the end of this first quarter. There's a 1 second difference. But it looks like they may be able to get one more play off. Lebanon brings the blitz again. Graham dumps it, incomplete. Just threw it across the line of scrimmage to get rid of it with the pressure coming. And there was a receiver apparently close enough in the area where that was not a problem. First quarter in the books. The homestanding Lebanon Blue Devils lead Riverdale 14-0 on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
The Omni Nashville Hotel, located 5th Avenue downtown, and proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, is Nashville's premier destination for the highest quality accommodations. Start your day with a cup of Bongo Java and the Biscuit Bar at Kitchen Notes. Indulge your taste with the best beef in Music City at Bob's Steak and Chop House. And wrap yourself in luxury at Macara Day Spa before enjoying a nightcap at Bar Lines. And when it comes time to host those holiday partings and gatherings of family, let the Omni Nashville Hotel take all the worry off your plate. Proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, and located in the heart of Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel is your only choice. The Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue downtown.
You're listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week on WNSR. Here's Joe Fisher.
And Greg Pogue.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Tim Leeper Roofing, Taylor Wright Properties. Want to thank T. Wright and Tim for their support. One's a big Riverdale and one's a big Lebanon. So we got them going at each other.
The way it should be. Second quarter about to begin. Second down and 10 for Riverdale from the Lebanon 15-yard line. Blue Devils leading 14-0. Graham in the shotgun, hands off Taylor, tries the left side and goes nowhere. Good defensive pursuit. Gavin Tomlinson, the senior, made the stop. Maybe a yard. That's about all.
Well, it's important for Riverdale to come out of here with something. Certainly 6 would be good, but just they did what they needed to do. This drive is eaten up about, 7 minutes?
About 7 minutes, yep. 3rd and 9. Empty backfield, Graham in the shotgun. Lebanon bluffs the blitz and hesitates. Well, they sent 2 guys coming one from each corner and then stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Riverdale is in no hurry. They are taking their time on pretty much every play call. And now they're going to take time officially here, as Will Kreisky wants a timeout. So we'll take it as well with 11:11 to go in this first half. Lebanon 14, Riverdale nothing on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Austin Hardy is your go-to agent in the Middle Tennessee community for the service you desire at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Austin Hardy has you covered. Call 615-810-9999 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
This is WNSR's broadcast of the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher.
3rd and 9 for Riverdale from the Lebanon 15-yard line. Just after the timeout. Empty backfield, Graham in the gun. Has time, throws down the far sideline into the end zone, incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 4th down. Good coverage there by Bryce Nizik, the free safety. Now, the field goal kicker for Riverdale is a good one. He is a sophomore, Khalil Arman.
I tell you what, the end of the quarter came at the right time. Lebanon could get its breath a little bit. They had been on the field, that defense, for half of a quarter, and they get out of there with only giving up a 3 attempt.
This is a 32-yard attempt by Armand. He's got plenty of leg for this, and the kick is up on the way, and the kick is no good, wide left. The official stood right under the upright and stared straight up to see which way the ball went, and it was just outside of the upright, so Armand comes up empty. They did everything but finish it with points.
Well, and again, where that timeout came was essentially the end of the quarter was a timeout for Lebanon. They got several minutes to just collect themselves, and Riverdale, obviously down by 14, needed to get something out of that drive.
You mentioned they did exactly. They settled things down. They calmed down the momentum, but then they come up empty here. So now the Blue Devils will start with the ball marked at the 15-yard line. Pistol formation for the quarterback, Jalen Abston. Abston looking left. Pass is caught by Crowell. Nice juke move to the 20, to the 25. He'll have a first down to the 26. Boy, he totally made the first man miss.
And that first man to miss was Caleb Herring, the number 1 prospect in the state.
Well, that was a terrific move. Pretty simple play. 2 receivers out there, 1 to catch it, 1 to block for him, and it worked out for a gain.
Well, and Herring
10 yards.
really was, I think, a really his own athleticism took him out of it.
10-yard gain on the catch.
And that fake.
Yep, then the fake had something to do with it, too. 1st and 10 from the 25. 2 receivers lined up on the left side. They're going to look to the left, pump fake, a little hitch and go. Pass caught by Crowell down the sideline to midfield. Spins out of bounds inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That time, Greg, Abston pump faked it to the left, a little hitch and go, and hit Crowell right in stride.
And wide open down the near side. How do you leave one of the top wide receivers in the state that open?
Now they're going to line up in the same formation for the 3rd straight play, and this time they'll hand off to the tailback, Heath, who will push it inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
Well, stacking the 2 receivers to the left side, one of them Crowell, that then became eye candy for the defense. Okay, they're looking over here, and you bang it right up the middle.
Well, this time they're going to flip the formation. They're going to send those 2 receivers to the right side, Sandiford and Crowell.
It's like they're attached.
It's worked pretty well so far. Heath, the tailback. Abston on the keeper. Runs left, lowers a shoulder, pushes it to the 22-yard line, or the 32-yard line, excuse me. And there's a late penalty flag dropped by the referee behind the play. Brent Duke, the H-back, his helmet came off on the field of play. He's going to walk to the sideline.
Yeah, he's got to sit out 1 with the helmet coming off, which is a rule I don't necessarily agree with if the other team pulls it off.
And if you can convince the officials of that, they can probably let you stay in the game. But nonetheless, Duke comes off and tosses the helmet down for a moment. Personal foul is called on Riverdale. Greg Morgan with a call, our referee. And that's going to walk that ball down all the way into the red zone. That'll mark it down at the 18-yard line. I'm wondering if maybe Duke was the recipient of whatever the personal foul was, because he was not happy when he came off to the sideline. Hatless, that's right. 9:25 to go in the first half. Lebanon knocking on the door again. 2 receivers lined up to the right. Low snap in the gut. Handoff. Heath bounces it left to the 15, to the 10, and out of bounds. Just a little bounced it off the contact. Took it to the corner at 5'11", 180. And he's going to have it down to the 11-yard line.
I think we've got a flag way
on the far side.
Far side. I think some shenanigans were going on.
Israel Celestine is over there on that side defensively, along with Jalen Thompson.
You know that play, though, with Heath, the RPO really by Abston, and he fakes as if he's taking around the right side. Somebody's got to be with him every play. So just the fact that he fakes and he moves away from the action pulls the defense to him. but just the caliber of athletes.
This is an offense that has a lot of weapons.
And 6'2", 185, and can flat fly.
Yeah. This is going to be another penalty on Riverdale. It's going to mark the ball down to the 6-yard line and set up 1st and goal. It's another personal foul penalty on the Warriors.
Frustration.
Yep. 1st and goal from the 6. Shotgun formation this time. Abston takes the handoff, goes right up the middle, got a great block right up the middle for a Lebanon touchdown. Patient run, Greg. He waited for the hole right there in the center of that line. Hart and Gardner, left guard and center, and just waltzed in.
Well, they go from dodging a bullet on one end to driving the field to be up by 3 scores so quickly. Lebanon just clicking all cylinders offensively right now with the balance between the run and the pass.
20-0 with the extra point to come. Yeah, and the Warriors have to we've got an illegal procedure penalty called now on the Blue Devils, so they'll back this extra point up for Jimenez. Yeah, Warriors a little gut check time for them with 9:03 to go, trailing by 3 touchdowns now. Abston is the holder. Good snap. And the kick on the way, and the kick is good. So with 9:03 left in the first half, the Blue Devils have pulled away to a 21-0 advantage in this playoff contest in the opening round on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
If you're in the mood for quality burgers and handmade milkshakes, Mooyah is where you need to be. With 2 locations in Brentwood and Franklin, Mooyah is your only choice for handcrafted Angus beef burgers, fresh cut fries, and homemade ice cream milkshakes. With vegan, paleo, and keto options, Mooyah has something for every taste. Order online, dine in, or carry out. Located in Brentwood and in Franklin off West McEwen Drive. For the best quality and the best taste at the best price, make it Mooyah.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week on WNSR. Here's Joe Fisher.
Only the 6th ever meeting between Lebanon and Riverdale. Riverdale's won 4 the previous 5, but the Blue Devils in control, 21-0 here in the second quarter.
Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, right here at Nashville Sports Radio, the longest-running high school football talk show, Prep Football Talk, presented by Freeman Webb. 8 o'clock, Coach Bubba Spears, Craig Ladd. Our player of the week from last week is FRA running back Ty Clark and FRA coach Justin Geisinger, who played at Vanderbilt, obviously. And Brentwood Academy, UT Green Bay Packer Scott Wells is our legend.
There you go. Kickoff on the way will be, they let it bounce. It's picked up on the hop by Thompson, who goes up the middle for the Warriors and powers it forward to about the 31-yard line. Little miscommunication between the 2 backs.
Yeah, I got it, you take it. That kind of thing. Looked like between a right fielder and a second baseman running in and just stopping with the others as well. But talking about Scott Wells, of course, he'll be helping us preview a little bit of the Tennessee-Georgia game, something happening tomorrow.
I've heard about
that. Of course, he's now the offensive line coach at Brentwood Academy.
Right. So the Warriors, their last offensive possession took about 7 minutes, Greg, but they missed the field goal, so they came away with no points. First down for Braden Graham, the quarterback, in the shotgun, looking to throw on first down. Fires to the far side, almost intercepted. Diving attempt for the pick by Bryce Nizik, who already has 3 interceptions on the season. This Blue Devil defense has 12 picks on the year.
You got to wonder, being down 21-0, how quickly will Kreisky get out of what he normally does? It is a balance out of the spread, certainly. But interesting that we have not seen Isaiah Verser, their junior running back, who leads them in rush.
722 yards on the year, had 173 yards and 3 touchdowns in their win last week over Stewart's Creek in a game that was for them a must-win. Had they lost, they would not have made the playoffs. 2nd and 10. Graham, they tried to set up a screen, and then the pass was just thrown into the chest of Jack Kleinert. Kleinert, the big defensive tackle, came right up the middle, and Graham just gave up on it and just threw it right at him and knocked the ball down.
That's exactly what he did. He said, I see you coming. Try to catch this.
Yeah, live to play another day.
Yeah. But you're talking about Riverdale, the playoffs, 9 in a row, 14 of their last 15. And Will Creisey's done a nice job there, but you're looking at that region with Oakland and Blackman this year, the kind of team they've had. You saw them earlier, you and Kelly Holcomb, when you did the Blackman-Riverdale game earlier. What a tough region, and Stewart Creek's got a lot better as well. And you mentioned Rockville.
3rd and 10. Rush is coming. Pass incomplete. Evanston over the middle. Could not come away with it, 4th down.
All right, 3 and out on 3 pass plays.
Yep.
My point is there, you get out, do you try to just try to pass your way back into this? I think it's a little bit too early to get away from that balance they're used to.
Certainly, again, the frustration for the Warriors on that last drive, marching it downfield, a couple of big 3rd down conversions, got it all the way down into the red zone, and then came away with no points.
And aided by 2 personal fouls on the Riverdale defense.
Crowd back deep to receive the punt. Edmiston with a low snap hits a wobbler off the side of his foot, but it will take a very generous Riverdale roll inside the 35 and roll dead at about the 33-yard line, where the Blue Devils now, with all the momentum, Greg, 8:28 to go before halftime, get the ball leading 21-0 after that 37-yard punt.
And half of that was on the ground.
Yeah, it was.
It really, they got a great roll. The low snap obviously got him out of kilter a little bit, and he almost whiffed on that. You ever seen anybody whiff on a punt?
Yes.
In some wind?
We should
windy,
mention there's a little wind here tonight.
Well, there is wind advisory in our area tonight and through tomorrow and the weekend, as a matter of fact.
One receiver, that is Sandifer, split wide to the left. The little double reverse inside handoff to the tailback across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's Anthony Crowell with the first down, and who can blame them trying to find creative ways to get him the football?
Well, earlier this year against Mount Juliet, he threw 1 pass completion for a touchdown.
That's right.
So he's 1 for 1. Right. He has scored a touchdown this year 5 different ways: passing, receiving, running, punt, and kick.
First down. Abston with a play fake. Now flush, rolling left. Now he's going to plant and heave it downfield, looking long, incomplete. He overthrew Crowell. I was wondering if he was across the line of scrimmage, Greg. It was close.
You had the line judge right there, obviously, but, man, I thought he might have been a half a step past the line of scrimmage when he heaved that one.
2nd and 10. Ball is spotted at the 47-yard line of the Blue Devils. 7:47 to go in this opening quarter. It's been all Lebanon so far in this opening half, and it's been all Blue Devils. They break out of the pistol into the shotgun. Heath. They fake the handoff to Heath. Running left over the left side is Abston. He'll get about 6 yards on the carry. Thompson comes up to make the tackle for the Warriors.
Well, right now, Riverdale would be happy to get out of here just down 21
Absolutely.
to nothing. Because Lebanon has done everything they want to do with the ball.
Crowell got a quick breather, one play, and came back into the game. Sandifer comes in along with him. They've been paired up receivers on one side or the other most of the night. They're paired up one behind the other on the right side wide on 3rd down and 4. Pistol formation. Heath has gone basically all the way at tailback, and he stands behind Abston. Abston will hand it to Heath, and he's going to be tackled. That's Herring that came from the offside and ran him down for a loss of a couple. Boy, what quick moves.
He's a blur.
Yes.
I mean, and he's long, rangy, 6'5", 237. I mean, he looks like an outside linebacker.
Yeah, he looks the part, and he covered a lot of ground in a hurry, and that's going to force the punt now for Lebanon.
Of course, his brother, Eli, already at UT, and that's where he's headed as well.
Well, the punter is also the quarterback, Jalen Abston. 11 punts this year, a 37-yard average.
But the first stop by the defense, right?
Abston standing back inside the Blue Devils 40. Riverdale does not put a rush on. This is a low line drive. One big hop fielded on that hop by the Warriors, and that is Thompson, who's going to be stopped at about the 16-yard line.
Luckily, didn't get called for a clip down there, not the returner, but certainly looked like there was a clip. And I do believe we may have a flag down. I'm looking. We've got a conversation out here near midfield.
Yep. Referee Greg Morgan.
Yep, there's a flag
There's
right
the
there.
flag
Yep.
laying at the 42-yard line. That's going to be a block in the back. Called against Riverdale. The Warriors have not helped themselves tonight with penalties.
Once again, I want to thank our sponsors tonight, Tim Leeper Roofing and T. Wright Properties, Taylor Wright. T. Wright Properties will be sponsoring our halftime show with Bruno Reagan and Ray Doskey. And they'll be back at it on the scoreboard show later on.
That's right.
And I look forward to my spot. I get to call in.
Do you get to call in?
I get to call in.
I've listened to that a couple of
Why
times,
don't
as a
you
matter
do
of fact. Nobody's ever asked me.
Will you do it?
I'll
You've got a
think about
longer
it.
drive.
I don't want to drag myself
You've got
into
a
it.
longer drive than me. It's good that we're on this side of the metropolitan area.
I got my pajamas on. I'm all right. We're
Yeah?
ready to go.
Well, you know,
pajama night here.
Well, it looks like that pink rabbit in a Christmas Story. That's your pajamas.
It's hard to find the ones that still have the feet in them. You know?
Yeah, with those the friction things on the bottom to
Heck
keep you
yeah.
from slipping.
You got to have that. First down for the Warriors. 6:07 left to go in the half and a long way to go. Handoff tailback. That is Taylor. Gets the outside, gets the corner, down the sideline, still on his feet. Finally tripped up across the 40, out to the 42-yard line. Key Crowell ran him down. Big run and a big gain for Taylor and the Warriors.
Well, important again for Riverdale to try to get something on the board. They've got 2 timeouts remaining, plenty of time to get down there and try to really sustain something and stem this tide of Lebanon.
Inside 6 minutes to go before intermission. Taylor with the big run for Riverdale. First down. They're going to let him try it again. He's going to try that left side, and this time not find very much room. Maybe a couple of yards on the play. DeMonte Cook, the senior defensive tackle, with the stop. That front three for Greg for Lebanon, Cook, Bryson Jackson, and Jack Kleinert. They call Bryson Stonewall Jackson.
Yeah, 6'4", 290. Little Birdie says Austin P, maybe. OVC, certainly a lot of teams knocking on his doors. Or his door. Or doors. I guess he may have a front and a back.
Hanging on the wall, stone wall.
But notice, and after this play, I'll tell you, but the 3 and out a minute ago was 3 straight passes. Back to the run game.
Back to the run again. This time they're going to try Taylor again around that left side, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds across midfield at the 49-yard line. That'll set up third and about 3.
I thought Riverdale had abandoned that balance of running. They had had success running the football, and I think Will Kreisky look at that last 3 and out and say, hey, we can't just turn the ball over. We got to come out here, be ourselves, run the football, run the play action. That's what they do out of this spread.
Running behind that left tackle, Derek Keith, 6'5", 280. Amari Watkins, the left guard, 5'10", but 253. This is a 3rd and 4 just across midfield. Blitz coming by the Blue Devils, and they run right into the teeth of it in the middle. And coming up short of the first down is Traylon Davis. But I don't think there's any question this is going to be 4-down territory for the Warriors.
Yeah, you're talking about Derek Keith, also a player with next-level potential, getting a lot of looks.
Connor Gannon, Gavin Tomlinson, Weston Binkard, those linebackers all getting in there on that stop. 4th and 1. Ball at the 47. Looks like about 1.5 yards, actually, to get the first down. And in the shotgun is Graham. Lebanon bluffs the blitz up the middle again. Boy, they had Dylan Sneed, the star linebacker, kind of coming up right up that A-gap there, and they shut him down. So now let's see if they do bring the pressure on 4th and 1. Handoff Taylor. Going to try to bounce it outside. He'll get the first down and much more. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Did he get into the end zone? He is out of bounds inside the 5.
But you saw Lebanon from the 3 up front and then the 3 coming on the zone blitz. He danced around a little bit, but once he got to that second level was rushing in their zone blitz on 1.5 yards. And they gave up the big play.
And they have found something on that left side. Taylor has gotten that left corner 3 different times on this drive. They'll mark it out of bounds at the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. Warriors trying to get back in this thing, trailing 21-0 with 4:07 left in the half. in the pistol formation. They'll try Taylor again. This time he's run down from behind for a loss by Key Crowell, who came from the other side and just ran him down from behind.
But going off that left side, once again, you mentioned it, they found something off that side, that push on that side.
Loss of a yard officially on the play, so they'll back it up to the 5. Clock is running, 3:45 left in the half. Riverdale again in no hurry. They take quite a bit of time between plays looking to the sideline. They'll run into the pistol formation this time. Graham with Taylor behind him. Play clock is inside 10. Looking to throw is Graham. Sends it into the end zone. It is tipped into the air and incomplete. A lot of traffic over on that short side on the left. There were 2 receivers, but 2 defenders right there as well.
And the 2 receivers both went for the ball as well, so that had to be a busted route by one of those. Because you had 5 players within about a foot of each other. So 2 offense, 3 defense.
3rd and goal. Oh, they called a penalty on Lebanon. I believe an interference penalty is called on Lebanon.
Wow.
That's a huge penalty. Instead of 3rd and goal from the 5, they'll walk the ball to about the 2.5 and should be first down.
Or on this, they don't, in high school, they don't do an automatic on pass interference.
That's right.
It should be 3rd down.
That's right. 2nd down again. 2nd and goal. That's what they're saying right now, 2nd down.
Okay. Then that's what it should be.
From the 2.5. Graham, hands off. Boy, hit immediately in the backfield. Good pursuit defensively. Gavin Tomlinson got back there for the stop for no gain on the play.
Well, you have 1st and goal inside the 5. You're Riverdale. You don't want the field goal kicker anywhere near the field. They got to come away with 6 right here if they're going to get back into this game.
That was when they brought in Isaac Oglesby. Oglesby, 6'1", 235. Rarely do you see a defensive end also play running back.
Well, Will Kreisky says he runs 100 miles per hour all the time.
3rd and goal. Man in motion left to right, whistles, and I believe a timeout taken by Lebanon, or by Riverdale.
No, Lebanon.
Yes. Well, I thought it was Lebanon, but they're saying timeout and pointing toward Riverdale, but the line judge on this side is the one that said timeout. So
timeout Lebanon. Chuck Gentry ran way out on the field, wanted to get that timeout.
So timeout with 2:42 left in the half. 21-0 Lebanon on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom-designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser-engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best.
You're listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week, live on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Here's Joe Fisher.
After the timeout by Lebanon, 3rd and goal from just inside the 5-yard line for the Warriors. Option right, looking now, going to keep it toward the goal line, and did he get in? Yes, touchdown Riverdale. The quarterback, Braden Graham, just across the line to put the Warriors on the board.
Now it feels like a ball game at least. Riverdale has settled it down. They came away with that long drive with nothing. Now another sustained drive, and they get what they had to have this time.
Armand will come on to attempt the extra point. 2:34 left before halftime. Armand missed a field goal opportunity earlier, and the extra point is up, and this one is good. So with 2:34 left in the half, now it's 21-7. But let's mention the danger of the Lebanon special teams unit. they've got explosive players, so Riverdale's going to have to be careful here.
Yeah, one thing we didn't notice, I want to thank also Tommy Bryan, who is the mayor of Wilson County, Tennessee Sports Writers Association Hall of Fame, just did his 400th Lebanon game broadcast. 37 years, and if everybody knows Lebanon and knows Wilson County with the Wilson Post, with Main Street Media, just Tommy is just a great friend, and we are in the room in the press box that's usually where they set up the food. Well, they left the food.
They did
with
leave
us.
the food. Yes, they did.
Big mistake. But do want to mention this: we had heard that. A bug, a virus or flu had gone through the Lebanon team, and some of their prominent players, Abston included, had been ill this week, all week long. But getting up 21-0 will cure a little bit.
It doesn't hurt. So now back to receive. They'll send Anthony Crowell. Again, Crowell has 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns this season. I would be shocked if Riverdale kicked it anywhere in his direction.
Yeah, they need to kick it toward Gladeville.
And actually, they're going to give him a chance at it. He's going to field it at about the 15-yard line. He's going to angle to the left. Going to try to outrun everybody to the left side. Hesitates. He's hemmed in there. Good pursuit by the Warriors. Well, they just hemmed him in at about the 23-yard line and would not give him the corner. And now there's a penalty flag. Late pushing and shoving. That was Israel Celestine again, who's been around a couple of those flags.
And I think this one's on him.
I do too.
And it's not getting the second guy. There was a little bit of a tit for tat with it, but he actually delivered a forward push. And there's no doubt in my mind, and that's what they're marking it off. At the end of it, they were just going to let it play on.
They were going to let it go, and then when that shove came in, they had to throw the flag, and that's going to be the 3rd personal foul on Riverdale tonight. And that's going to tack on 15 for the Blue Devils. And still plenty of time and 2 timeouts left in the half.
Just an awful mental mistake right there. You had done a good job of containing Crowell on the kick return where he's dangerous, and then you just give him another 15 yards with nonsense. Basically just foolish nonsense.
And the walk-off is going to take the ball up to the 38-yard line. 2:23 left in the half. Lebanon 21, Riverdale 7. Lebanon scored on its opening possession, then scored a defensive touchdown on its next possession. Riverdale mounted a long drive that basically took the rest of the first quarter but missed the field goal attempt. Finally got onto the points here, and now a whistle and a penalty flag because the only one who was ready for the snap was the center. Everybody else was just standing there. So they're going to give 5 yards back.
Well, you were going to get Crowell on a jet sweep right there. I tell you what that play was.
So now with the penalty, 1st and 15, the walk-off back to the 33-yard line. Sander for the wide receiver will go to the right side. Crowell on the left this time. They've been on the same side most of the night. Pistol formation, Sean Heath at tailback. Man in motion is Crowell. Handoff Heath up the gut. Now moves left across the 35, across the 40. Powers out to the 42. So they got about half of the 15 yards on that carry. Thompson with the tackle.
They faked it to Crowell on that very same jet sweep. I don't know if the first one was just the eye candy of diverting the attention of the linebackers and the motion, but when Crowell goes to one side, everybody's looking that way, whether the ball's going that way or not.
Well, this time Crowell and Sandifer are on that right side together. Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd down and 7. The ball at the 42-yard line. Clock is running, 1:43 left in the half. In the pistol, Abston. Hands off Heath. He's going to try the middle again. Not much there. Digs for maybe 3 yards. Wonder if Lebanon's going to use a timeout here. Remember, the Blue Devils get the football to open the third quarter.
Well, maybe that's a little bit of what Chuck Gentry's thinking right now. Hey, we've got the ball. Don't make the mistake to let Riverdale make this a one-score game. However, the way you've been running the ball, the way you've been throwing the ball, I'm going for more.
Yeah, it's at the 45-yard line. Clock continues to run. 1:10 left, and Blue Devils in no hurry.
Because you get greedy right now, and you get another 6. You go into that half back up by 3 scores.
And you mentioned this is a team that has taken very good care of the football this year.
Only 6 turnovers.
Only 1 interception. 3rd and 3. Abston, run pass option, keeps it, gets tackled for the loss as he ran into, I believe that was Oglesby that was at the bottom of the pile again. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and 2.
Well, by that play call, that's evident that Chuck Gentry's wanting to get this thing to the halftime and settle it down right here, leading by 14.
I wondered if Riverdale might have used a timeout right there to save a little bit more time on 4th down.
Or just let your ears go back and go after the punt. Even if you rough him, what are they going to be?
Well, right now, Lebanon is not lined up to punt. But remember, Abston is their punter. Clock is running down. I believe the Blue Devils. Let's see if they're going to snap and maybe a quick kick here. 4th down and 2 if they snap it at all. Timeout is taken by Lebanon. Well, that's one of those things, Greg, when your punter is also your quarterback, it puts a few things in the back of your mind, doesn't it?
Well, coming up at halftime, Ray Dosky, Bruno Reagan back at the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studios, the T. Wright Properties halftime show. And want to again thank Tim Leeper Roofing and T. Wright Properties for their sponsorship of tonight's game.
Big weekend coming up. Of course, Tennessee, Georgia tomorrow afternoon in Athens.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We
Western
got
Kentucky.
WKU at Charlotte, 11 a.m. the kickoff. That'll follow Prep Football Talk at 8, and then Sammy Kincaid and her Power Hour at 9 o'clock. And then on Sunday, 3 o'clock, at noon rather. Yeah, no, I had it right the first time. 3 o'clock, we've got the Rams and the Bucks. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we go right into Grizzlies basketball.
Busy weekend. They ran the clock all the way down to 1 second.
And, of course, Run With It on Sunday mornings at 11 with Patton Cook and the beautiful Ray Dosky. In his medium shirts.
In his pajamas.
In his medium shirts.
Okay, 4th down and 2. Lebanon, I think, is just going to snap it and take a knee. They'll run the clock out and head to the locker room. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Abston takes the knee to end the half. So the Blue Devils go to the locker room with a 21-7 advantage, and will be joined here hopefully in just a moment by the head coach, Chuck Gentry.
21-0, 21-7. Lebanon's got to be extremely happy with this first half.
Got off to the quick start with the early score, and I believe Coach is with us.
We're good.
Coach, just give me your thoughts on the first half, please.
Well, we wanted to start early, and we got good catch by Nolan Sandifer down in the end zone. Got up 7-0, and then big strip return from Key Crowd was good, and then punched another one in. But good defense, and we got to tackle better. They're getting on the edge a little bit. We're missing some tackles, but pretty much couldn't ask for a better first half from our standpoint.
Well, and you're now plus 15 in the turnover ratio category, 21 takeaways. It just seems like you teach that, and it's instinctive as well.
Well, we do. We teach if you got them stood up, strip the ball, and that's the name of the game. You don't turn the ball over, and you try to create turnovers, and we do a good job of that, especially our secondary guys coming up and ripping it out.
Well, thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
As Coach Chuck Gentry and the Lebanon Blue Devils go to the locker room with a 21-7 halftime lead.
And our halftime show presented by T-Rock Properties coming up with Ray Dosky and Bruno Reagan.
Lifetime Murfreesboro resident and businessman Taylor Wright and his T. Wright Properties and Century 21 Wright Realty are proud to be the sponsors of all the high school football coverage tonight on Nashville Sports Radio, especially the Blackman game at Riverdale High School. For rental property and property management, it's T. Wright Properties. For buying and selling real estate, it's Century 21 Wright Realty. Nobody does it better in Rutherford County. Visit TWrightProperties.com to learn more. And thanks to everybody who supports high school athletics and enjoy this night of high school football in the borough. Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based MidState company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
This is Nashville's best high school football coverage.
In Little League football, they play it off. You can't do it in college football, Bill. You got to come up with a bunch of computers and some BCS cockamamie scheme. Lions was good. It's unique. Absolutely love it. I go.
Come on.
So I think that's our cue to come back at halftime. How about that?
Welcome back to Lebanon High School. Along with Joe Fisher, I'm Greg Pogue.
Good catch. Good catch, Pogue. 21-7, Lebanon with the lead. Blue Devils, as we heard from the coach a moment ago, got off to a great start. Marched downfield. Big third down conversion on the run by Abston, followed by a terrific pass and catch by Sanderford at the one. They punch it in for the score, lead 7-0. Then the defense that they've done all year long, the strip steal, and the touchdown to make it 14-0.
Well, and that's the difference in the game right now. You got the 14-point lead, what they got early. And once again, talking with Coach Gentry, 21-6, only 6 turnovers. You mentioned only 1 interception thrown by Abston all season long, and your 21 takeaways. And it's 2 things. They teach that, but there has to be instinct to know what to do and everything. And you're coming in at that second and third defender. Why not go for the ball?
Well, and maybe another interesting aspect of this game, Greg, after they fell behind 14, Riverdale marched downfield. Long, time-consuming drive. Got the ball down into the red zone. 32-yard field goal attempt by Armand that was missed. So after kind of slowing things down and calming the momentum, they came up empty. That was a big turning point, too.
And a sustained drive of 7+ minutes. But then they came back with another drive using the balance. They tried. I thought they got out of character a little bit with that 3-and-out with 3 straight passes. They went back to the balance. They have showed offensive success against Lebanon, and the difference really in this being a 1-score game is that 1 takeaway.
It got to 21-0, and a couple of personal foul penalties called on Riverdale. Kind of lost their composure a couple times a little bit. Led Abston with a 6-yard touchdown run to make it 21-0. But really big for the Warriors to get another drive put together. Graham cashes in from 5 yards out. They were benefited by a penalty or 2 from Lebanon on a drive as well to get it to where we are at 21-7. And remember, Lebanon will get the ball to open the third quarter.
Which I thought went a long way in how Chuck Gentry, the coach of Lebanon, handled the end of that first half. Just get it to the halftime. We know we have the ball coming out. There's only a few ways we're going to get beat right now in this first half, and that's if we turn the ball over.
So should we head to the halftime scoreboard?
We should. It's presented by T. Wright Properties, Taylor Wright, and also Tim Leeper Roofing. I want to thank their great sponsorship at halftime. It's Ray Dosky and Bruno Ray. Do I get the toss? Thank you very much. Halftime at Lebanon, 21-7.
Businessman Taylor Wright and his T. Wright Properties and Century 21 Wright Realty are proud to be the sponsors of all the high school football coverage tonight on Nashville Sports Radio, especially the Blackman game at Riverdale High School. For rental property and property management, it's T. Wright Properties. For buying and selling real estate, it's Century 21 Wright Realty. Nobody does it better in Rutherford County. Visit TWrightProperties.com to learn more. And thanks to everybody who supports high school athletics, and enjoy this night of high school football in the borough.
Sir Speedy is a proud sponsor of high school football on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. At Sir Speedy Music City, we provide commercial print, signs, and mailing services to companies all over Tennessee and actually all over the world. If you need anything like that, you give us a call, 615-832-9511, SirSpeedyMusicCity.com. We are a proud sponsor of high school athletics on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Call us at 615-832-9511. Go to the web at SirSpeedyMusicCity.com or email us at print@SirSpeedyMusicCity.com. We are the official sign company of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week.
The MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week will continue shortly. Now, here's your scoreboard update from the Strike and Spare studio.
Halftime scoreboard show. I'm your host, Bruno Reagan, here with Ray Dosky. Real quick, we're going to run to the scoreboard update. So let's start with our Division I Region 4 matchups. First round of the playoff, Blackman is currently leading Cookeville going into halftime, 42-14. Clay County is leading Sale Creek, 42-0. East Robinson leading Polk County, 21-6. Giles County leading Brainerd, 32-8. Oakland currently leading the 1-9 Shelbyville team that sneaks into the playoff, 28-0. Going into halftime, we have Westmoreland currently leading Meigs County, 16-6. Moving on to our Region 5 matchups. In the second quarter, Beach is leading McGavick, 49-0. At halftime, Clarksville High School is leading John Overton, 14-0. White House currently trailing East Nashville, 3-6 at halftime. We have Chester County currently trailing Marshall County, 10-21. And moving on to our Region 6 Mid-State matchups, Gallatin is currently trailing 9-1 Cane Ridge, 0-20 at halftime. Eagleville currently trailing against Dresden, 28-0. Maplewood is trailing Fairview, 0-21. Hardin County leads Creekwood, 7-0. And we have Green Hill currently trailing Page. Green Hill at 7, Page at 21, going in with 3 minutes left at halftime. Moving on to our Region 7 scores, we have Germantown currently currently leading Ravenwood, 14-7, going into halftime. We have Kirby currently trailing Haywood, 0-48. Sticking in with our Division 2 Mid-State matchups right now, we have Grace Christian Knoxville currently trailing against Franklin Road Academy at halftime, 10-14. DCA is leading Fayette Academy, 21-0. CPA is leading Boyd Buchanan, 20-3. All at halftime. And that will end our Mid-State Checkdown halftime scoreboard update. Ray, that's a mouthful.
What's up, Bruno? What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Ray?
Hey,
well,
man.
We're starting to see, this something that stuck out to me in our specific game right now, Riverdale Lebanon, is one team came out to play 4 quarters and the other team is trying to play catch up, right? So Lebanon is currently leading 21-7, and Riverdale is supposed to have, this really stout, really great defense, but a defense can only do so much when you turn the ball over. In Lebanon, they forced turnover early. There's not much you could say. This is where you can't make mistakes. It doesn't matter if you're the better team, the more talented team, and the team everyone picks. We had Cecil with the Tennessean come on and talk with us at our afternoon show here at WNSR, the afternoon stretch, and he, predicted a Riverdale win, but they're currently trailing 7-21. Something that really stuck out to me that Joe Fisher called during the game was during their first turnover, the running back just, quit on the play. There was a flag, and everyone saw the flag, and they're like, "Oh, hopefully that's ours." You can't do that. I mean, something that I bring back from my own playing experience was back when I played at Vanderbilt. South Carolina had a turnover at our own 10, and I remember my big butt just sprinting as hard as I can, and I tripped him at the 1, and our defense held, and that held it to 3 points. And 3 points versus 7 points can make all the difference in these games. It's the playoff. There's no reason to not empty the tank for anything whatsoever. That famous clip of DK Metcalf hawking down the Arizona Cardinals Baker on that interception. So that's the type of effort as a coach you want to see. And if you don't see that, your team's going to be in big trouble. Ray, what do you notice from this game that sticks out to you?
Well, at first it looked like it was going to be all Lebanon the entire, they controlled literally the entire first quarter. You had the turnover, a couple plays, some big plays offensively. It was a 2 big play that was able to get these guys, the Lebanon, to run them in for a yard touchdown. And then you see what Riverdale was able to do in the second half. Long drive.
Yep.
They felt like, they can kind of get back in the game. Was able to score in that possession with about 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Give them some momentum going into the second half, right? I mean, Lebanon had control of the game. You don't want them up 28-0, 21-7, so much more manageable. It will give you guys a chance to come back in the second half, make your adjustments, come out, new game, down by 14 points, take it one play at a time.
No, if it ended up being 21-0 or even 28-0, I mean, you go into halftime and at the end of the day, these are kids on the field playing, and where some might want to rise to the occasion and do something. 28-0 is it's almost an insurmountable lead from a numbers game,
Right.
So especially with how good Lebanon's running the football. If you run the football, they're just statistically wouldn't even get enough possessions to try and tie up the game if they continue that success in the run game. So. Riverdale gave themselves a chance with that score. About 2 minutes left before halftime. They also got to stop. Now, Lebanon does get the ball back coming out of halftime. So if you're Riverdale, you have to really strap your boots in, go 10 toes down in the dirt, and you have to get that stop and turnover and show the team that. And then the offense has to go drive the field, score, and get that lead. Also, I mean, whereas in college and professional football, I am much more. I would say I'm not lenient towards kickers and specialists, right? But I know in high school it's a very unique situation.
Yeah.
It is a ton of pressure. Mm-hmm. I get mad because kickers in college and in the pro level, they don't get broke off and they don't work
right
like the normal player. But in high school it's a little bit different. So to see the Riverdale, they're attempting these kicks, and I think now they're going to change up their game plan. They'll probably just go to a more 4-down friendly run game and try they have to get points on the board every possession, and they can't, we might see no more punts past the 40, their own 40, so that's something to keep in mind. But the winner of this game specifically, they have to go on and they have to play the big bad. They have to play Oakland. So if you're Riverdale and you end up winning this game, if I'm a coach, first thing I'm telling my kids after the game is, hey, you got it all out of your system now. But if you play like this, you'll never be able to play against an Oakland the way you need to. It's not going to happen. So you can there are positives you can drag out for either team who ends up winning this game.
Right.
If I had to make a prediction right now, I think Lebanon is going to close it out convincingly.
You think they get the W tonight?
Yeah, but don't be surprised. This is playoff football in high school sports is still playoff football, and don't be surprised if it comes down to the wire and Riverdale has clawed back and they snatch victory away from the jaws of defeat.
I believe that the second quarter drive for Riverdale was a big one for them. Mm-hmm. I think they were able to get some momentum back in their way. So let's just cut to a break.
Yeah.
Come back, give another scoreboard update, and then send it back up for the second half
of
the game.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Austin Hardy is your go-to agent in the Middle Tennessee community for the service you desire at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Austin Hardy has you covered. Call 615-810-9999 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
The Omni Nashville Hotel, located 5th Avenue downtown, and proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, is Nashville's premier destination for the highest quality accommodations. Start your day with a cup of Bongo Java and the Biscuit Bar at Kitchen Notes. Indulge your taste with the best beef in Music City at Bob's Steak and Chop House, and wrap yourself in luxury at Macara Day Spa before enjoying a nightcap at Bar Lines. And when it comes time to host those holiday partings and gatherings of family, let the Omni Nashville Hotel take all the worry off your plate. Proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, and located in the heart of Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel is your only choice. The Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown. If you're in the mood for quality burgers and handmade milkshakes, Mooyah is where you need to be. With 2 locations in Brentwood and Franklin, Mooyah is your only choice for handcrafted Angus beef burgers, fresh cut fries, and homemade ice cream milkshakes. With vegan, paleo, and keto options, Mooyah has something for every taste. Order online, dine in, or carry out. Located in Brentwood and in Franklin off West McEwen Drive. For the best quality and the best taste at the best price, make it Mooyah. Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best.
The MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week will continue shortly. Now, here's your scoreboard update from the Strike and Spare studio.
I have a nice playoff bracket update for us here. So, our WNSR Game of the Week, Riverdale, Lebanon, is in the Class 6A state football classification. So, if you're listening to this, you're probably interested in the 6A bracket and how that plays out. So, I'll go. And if you don't know, it's currently, we have 4, 8, 12, 16. So we have 32 teams, and they're in 4 seeded pods, all right? So there's a 1 through 4, and then they end up playing, and the winner of those pods move on to a quarterfinal. So our first pod is Science Hill seeded first, Bradley Central seeded fourth, Farragut seeded second, and Jefferson County is going to be seeded third. Then we have Bearden, currently seeded third. We have Dobbs-Bennett seeded second, Morristown East seeded fourth, and Maryville seeded first. Coffee County is seeded first, Stewart's Creek seeded fourth, Blackman seeded second, Cookeville seeded third. And for our WNSR Game of the Week, their pod, Riverdale is currently seeded third, playing against Lebanon seeded second. The winner moves on to play most likely Oakland, who is playing against seeded fourth Shelbyville. Oakland obviously seeded first, currently dominating 28-0 at halftime against Shelbyville. Then, on the other side of the bracket, we have Beach seeded first, McGavick seeded fourth, Smyrna seeded second, and Hendersonville seeded third. On the next pod, we have Nashville Overton seeded third, Clarksville High School seeded second, Gallatin seeded fourth, and Cane Ridge, very good team that's here on WNSR, also seeded first. Ravenwood on the next pod is seeded first, followed by Germantown at fourth, Houston at second, and Independence playing at third. And on the last pod of the 6A playoff football bracket, Coilerville is seeded at third, playing against second-seeded Brentwood. And then we have Centennial seeded fourth, playing against Bartlett seeded first. The winner of these pods will move on to the quarterfinal, and that is where the real sort of playoff picture will start to mesh, all right? Because in this first week of the playoff, we have teams that are currently winning 28-30-0. That will go away after the first pod. So, yeah, let's get that music down. We have about 30 seconds left to kill Ray. I'll give my quick what I want to see for this game to end for both teams, and then you can give yours. For Riverdale, they have to go 4 down territory, and they have to think efficient every single play. If I'm Lebanon, I'm really nailing on the run game, because when you have a bigger lead like this, the clock's your friend. If you don't turn the ball over and you just stay efficient and you can maybe get a score or two, that's a guaranteed win. That's my keys to victory for both of these teams, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked to Cecil Joyce earlier today from the Tennessean talking about this game tonight. I was expecting a very defensive game. It's been a little bit about that, but it seems like both these teams have been able to score. So, yeah, limit the turnovers, control the game. Riverdale, give yourself a chance to get back in this game in the second half, and I think they come back. I think they make it interesting in the second half.
Absolutely. So that was your MidState Checkdown halftime show. We're going to send it back to the boys on the field. We got Joe Fisher. We got Greg Pogue. This is WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Lifetime Murfreesboro resident and businessman Taylor Wright and his T. Wright Properties and Century 21 Wright Realty are proud to be the sponsors of all the high school football coverage tonight on Nashville Sports Radio, especially the Blackman game at Riverdale High School.
We went a commercial break, so we got 3 minutes for the second half, right, guys?
It's T. Wright Properties. For buying and selling real estate, it's Century 21 Wright Realty. Nobody does it better in Rutherford County. Visit TWrightProperties.com to learn more. And thanks to everybody who supports high school athletics, and enjoy this night of high school football in the borough. Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based MidState company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
Hey, it's Sammy Kincaid, host of Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid. Every Saturday morning from 9 to 10, listen in as I highlight women in sports from high school to the pros, athletes and administrators. And you know what? Let's talk some ball with women covering the game across the country. Power Hour with Sammy Kincaid is every Saturday morning. Listen in on Nashville Sports Radio from 9 to 10 a.m.
The Omni Nashville Hotel, located 5th Avenue downtown, and proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, is Nashville's premier destination for the highest quality accommodations. Start your day with a cup of Bongo Java and the Biscuit Bar at Kitchen Notes. Indulge your taste with the best beef in Music City at Bob's Steak and Chop House. And wrap yourself in luxury at Macara Day Spa before enjoying a nightcap at Barlines. And when it comes time to host those holiday partings and gatherings of family, let the Omni Nashville Hotel take all the worry off your plate. Proud sponsor of the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week, and located in the heart of Music City, the Omni Nashville Hotel is your only choice. The Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Greg Pogue back once again to tell you about Bongo Java, Nashville's oldest and most celebrated coffee company, now also located in the Omni Nashville Hotel. Reward yourself for surviving Nashville traffic with fresh, locally roasted coffee, classic handcrafted espresso drinks, and fresh baked goods all day long. And free Wi-Fi, so you don't have to work from home. Number one in customer service. You made it through the traffic. Reward yourself with a perfect pick-me-up at Bongo Java. Fresh coffee, delicious treats, great atmosphere. Open 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. daily. Bongo Java at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
It's the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Joe Fisher with play-by-play and Greg Vogue as color analysis. Now to the field for your second half coverage. Here's Joe Fisher.
Just about set for the second half of this playoff contest in Class 6A. Lebanon 21 and Riverdale 7.
Some stats for you. Quarterback Lebanon, Jalen Abston, 130 yards of total offense, 87 passing, 4 of 6, 43 rushing as well. And Kroll, the receiver, 3 catches for 44 yards. On the other side, the quarterback, Braden Graham, 4 for 12, 39 yards. The running back, Taylor, over 100 yards in that first half, and he was their offense.
He was, especially on that one scoring drive. He had 3 large runs in that scoring drive. I was just noticing here, Greg, remember Lebanon got out to the 14-0 lead in the first quarter. Lebanon this year has outscored opponents in the first quarter 112-21. They have been a quick starting team.
You know what that do? That will get you early leads.
Yeah.
That's why I get the big money.
I'm telling you, man. That's what Coach Gentry said when we talked to him in the house. He said we wanted to start fast.
Well, and it's their offense. Then you can dictate, obviously, with their balance of running the football and getting it to their big playmakers. I thought Riverdale did a decent job of limiting the playmakers. You look at that one defensive takeaway, and this is a one-score game.
There have been bursts of big plays. Crowell had a couple certainly in a scoring drive. Abston a huge 30-plus yard, 31-yard run, I believe. Lebanon will get the ball to open the third quarter. The Blue Devils will move right to left as the drone just went 100 yards over the top of the field.
And I'm going to tell you, this wind is picking up. Look at the flag in the end zone down here. We are in a wind advisory.
It's whipping pretty good right now, and that kick's going to get up into that wind and fielded by Crowell at the 15. He'll run left, try to get outside. They're going to hem him back in again and stop him at about the 23-yard line. Riverdale, they've been coached up pretty good, Greg, not to give him the outside.
No, and you look at 2 to 3 contains on each side, and that time they did it the last time, but, of course, at the end of that last kickoff return coverage. They got a penalty on top of it. But, again, if you can limit Crowell from just these little type of big plays out of those big plays and limit him to 10 or here, 12 or there, you'll be safe because he can take it to the house at any time.
First down from the 23-yard line for the Blue Devils. First play of this third quarter. 3 receivers split to the right. Pistol formation. Low snap. Picked up off the ground, and the pass is incomplete. Hit his intended receiver right in the chest on the run, but trying to turn upfield maybe just before he secured it, and it falls incomplete. The rhythm of that play was broken up a bit because the snap was on the ground to begin with.
Yeah, but it hit the receiver between the numbers.
2nd and 10. Chaston Dixon, wide receiver, comes out of the game now, so Sandifer and Crowell will line up on this side. We saw a lot of success in the first half with Lebanon lining up in this formation with these 2 receivers, one behind the other on the left side.
Well, it draws the safety to that side as well.
Handoff and swallowing up Heath is Caleb Herring again. Boy, he was back there and literally just gobbled him up and planted him for no gain.
You got to put a body on him every time. Even when you're running the football, you have to account for him coming off that weak side because he is there in a flash.
That's another tackle for loss. Technically, it was a loss of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 11.
Gives him 10.5. Well, he had 9.5 going in. I think he has 3 tonight.
At least 2, and that's probably 3. 3rd and 11, shotgun formation now. Looking to throw is Abston. Has time. Plants, eases left. Now he'll move to the right. Still plenty of time. Now he hesitates, tries to run around the corner, and will. To the 35, to the 40, to the 45-yard line, and finally dragged down close to midfield. He hits that next gear, Greg, when he got to the corner and just left the defender in the dust.
He downshifted, though, a little bit. He slowed down and let the defender bite on whichever fake he went to. Once he hit the edge in the open field, he was gone. But he downshifted a little bit before getting to that high gear.
Boy, good coverage by Riverdale downfield. Abston had nowhere to go with the football, but he had enough time to find a way to escape out to the right. First down at the 49-yard line. Handoff to the tailback. Heath across midfield into Warriors territory to about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and you got to look at Abston right now. Certainly a Mr. Football finalist candidate, no doubt, at 6A. Right now, counting that first half and that run, he's got over 2,200 yards of total offense this season.
JoJo Smith made that tackle for Riverdale after the gain of 5. They'll try to bounce this one to the left, and Heath will have the first down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. So Sean Heath approaching 1,000 yards for his season.
Ask Chuck Gentry to describe his offense: power spread, wing tee, zone reads, and tempo.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you some famous names locally and nationally that he credits formalizing his offensive philosophy.
Yeah, he rattled off those 4 names. It was pretty impressive. First down and 10 for Lebanon. They look to the sideline. The ball is spotted at the Warriors' 37-yard line. Pistol formation. They'll run that same play again. He bounces it to the left, and out in front of him is Abston throwing a block. Abston throws a block, and Heath goes out of bounds at the 20. So many times, Greg, you see the quarterback hand off and then just get out of the way. Abston handed off and then sped up and ran past so he could make a block.
And he went head hunting. He was looking for somebody to block.
Ball down to the 20-yard line, first down. Well, you don't see that very often. Pistol formation and early movement, and it looked to me like the left tackle. They're going to call offsides on Riverdale. I thought that maybe the movement by the Warriors had induced the left tackle, Eli Freeman, to move just a little bit, but instead the penalty will go on the Warriors.
Well, and you talk about Abston, 6'2", 185, and he's coming at you, and these secondaries on the high school level are nowhere near that size usually. So, yeah, he was having fun.
Yeah, he was. 1st and 5. He's going to keep it all the way. Abston runs over the right side, pushes it down close to a first down. That was a designed quarterback run. That wasn't even a draw. He just took the snap in the shotgun and headed straight for the right side of his offensive line. So first and goal now for Lebanon. They'll spot the ball at the 9-yard line. Madden Campbell, the senior, made the tackle for the Warriors. This has pretty much been the Abston and Heath drive, and it will continue. Heath over left tackle, maybe a yard or so this time, stood up by the Warriors' defensive line.
We were talking about that, the offensive philosophy of Coach Chuck Gentry. Herschel Moore, the legendary Metro and coach around this area. Gary Rankin, a longtime coach at Riverdale, who won those state championships at Riverdale before moving to Alcoa. Chip Kelly, Gus Malzahn, and I'm going to figure out Jimmy Maynard as well. I know he's a famous bluegrass star, and he lived here in Lebanon when he passed.
There's another penalty flag, and I believe we're going to have a procedure penalty on the Blue Devils.
Dead ball, illegal procedure called against the Blue Devils.
So they'll walk that back 5 yards. It'll still be second and goal, but now the ball back to the 11-yard line. Checking into the game, a little extra size coming in now for Lebanon.
Well,
Gavin Huddleston comes in.
Former Cookeville head coach Jimmy Maynard, who was speaking of, not the bluegrasser. I was thinking that doesn't sound right. Longtime coach at Cookeville.
Sideline warning on Lebanon. That has been a real key for officials through all the games we've seen on the Mid-State Checkdown Game of the Week this year. Is a lot of sideline warnings issued.
Get back coach is not doing her job.
That's right. Second down and goal from the 11. Handoff. No, the keeper by Abston. Going to throw back to the left side to the end zone. Incomplete. Left it up in the air just a little bit too long. He was looking for Jack Kleinert, who's a defensive tackle, but also he caught a touchdown pass last week against Warren County.
Well, that ball got up in the wind and just floated and allowed the defender plenty of time to get back and to recover. The play action was to the right. The entire offensive line, they tried a little swing route behind the play. Well defended that time.
Well, the guy that paid for it the most was Israel Celestine because he was the defender. When they went up, Kleinert came down and landed on him.
Well, that was nice of him.
Offsides is called on Lebanon.
What do you think the wind is right now? 20?
Well, that flag is standing straight out and whipping. I would agree with you, 20 to 25. The drone is not moving.
Wind won't mess with drones.
I guess not.
Nah, I better take that back.
Shotgun formation on second and goal, now from the 16-yard line. Abston to his left, now jukes back to the right, runs into traffic, and he's going to be stopped at about the 14-yard line. Good defense there by the Warriors coming through to close down that hole very quickly. That's going to be Campbell again with a tackle. That's going to bring up third down and goal from the 14.
Once again, Riverdale in this situation, hey, get out of here with a field goal attempt. Lebanon, field goal is not part of their game.
Nope.
Only 1 for 1 all season long.
I was just thinking that, Greg. If they don't convert here on third down, I would assume they probably just go for it on fourth down. The combination of a not very active kicking game and then the wind. Abston keeps easing to the right, looking downfield, still looking now, fires a bullet into the end zone, and it's caught for a Lebanon touchdown. That was a fastball into the front right corner of the end zone, and the reception for the Blue Devils makes it 27-7. And that was Key Crowell.
Abston just floated to the right. He had some real estate that he could have run and gotten, I think, the touchdown, but he let the play come back across, and a nice job of not quitting on the play and making yourself available after the initial route breaks down.
14-yard touchdown pass, and the extra point is good. 6:45 left in the third quarter, and Lebanon has built the lead back to 21. It's 28-7 Blue Devils on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Hey Nashville, Ray here from Run With It. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House. And with 4 locations in Bellevue, Murfreesboro, Spring Hill, and East Nashville, they're your home for the best gourmet pizza and craft beers in Music City. Join me on Monday nights at the East Nashville location for poker night. And if you think you know everything, try Wednesday night trivia at both locations. Gourmet pizzas, craft beers, online at boombozz.com. Boom Boss Craft Pizza and Tap House.
This is WNSR's broadcast of the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher.
28-7, Lebanon leads Riverdale, 6:45 to go in the third quarter.
Prep football talk tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Coach Bubba Spears, Craig Ladd will go over all of the Week 1 results and then look ahead to Week 2 of the playoffs and all 9 of the divisions. 6 public, 6 AAA.
Kickoff drifts into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
He's saying 6A through AAA and Division 2, 1 through 6. 9 of them is what he's trying to say.
Some of us go back to the days,
Division
Greg,
1, there's 6.
Yeah.
Division 2,
some of us
3.
go back to the days when it was a Class A, Class AA, and Class AAA, and that was it.
Well, and I was right in the middle of covering that split, and it all started with this Riverdale team beating a Brentwood Academy. Oh, excuse me, the other way around.
Brentwood, that's right.
Brentwood Academy beating a Riverdale team in the championship game of 3A.
Little toss left. Tailback Taylor is stopped after a short gain, giving forward progress, I think, to about the 21-yard line.
And what had happened, Brentwood Academy had dominated, but at the lower levels. When they moved up to the top level, a private school beating Riverdale in the championship game, the principal, who later was also a member of the Board of Control, there is where, if you want to know the genesis of the, quote, split, that's where it was.
Rolling right to throw on second down, pass is batted away, incomplete. There's a penalty flag down back at the line of scrimmage. That was a wobbly pass coming to the sideline thrown by Graham, and it was batted away by the defender. But let's see, the flag is going to be a hold on the Warriors. So now the decision, do you take the yardage and give them the second down over again, or just decline and make it 3rd and 10? I think they're going to wave it off. And that's what they're going to do. Lebanon's going to decline that penalty, so they're going to leave Riverdale with a 3rd and 10 situation. About the only offense recently for the Warriors has been the tailback DJ Taylor, and primarily running to his left, running to the left side of the offensive line. This time looking to throw on 3rd and 10 as Graham stands in, fires incomplete. And there's the very late penalty flag for interference is going to be called on Anthony Crowell.
Well, and the back judge with a nice toss that time. That flag went 30 yards in the air.
Wind aided.
It was wind aided.
It was a very late flag. Crowell's frustrated that he got it because when he got up, there was no flag there.
Bang, bang play.
Yeah,
There's
really
no
was.
doubt about it. Crowell had come over the top. I thought it was a play on. I looked like good timing, but that back judge was at about the 35-yard line on the other side of midfield and threw it a good 35, 40 yards.
It was plenty because he's back on the other side of midfield now, as this walk-off will bring the ball out to the 35-yard line and give Riverdale a 1st and 10.
Well, it would have been huge for Lebanon to get that 3 and out.
Instead, 1st down for the Warriors. Handoff, Taylor's going to try that left side again, and he's going to push across the 35, 45, and that'll be a 1st down to the 46-yard line.
You just got to give him the ball every time. I'm sorry it's simplistic, but they haven't stopped it.
Nope.
He had over 100 yards in that first half, and he has been their offense.
Yeah, the passing game for the Warriors has not clicked so far tonight, and Taylor's been the guy and basically going in that left side direction all the time. 3 receivers split to the right on 1st down from the 46. They're going to hand it to Taylor over that left side again. He'll be across midfield into Blue Devils territory at the 48. I'm with you, Greg. I'd run it until it was stopped.
Yeah, he picks up 6 yards there. Down in distance, good manageable distance right there. I guess they marked it officially 5 yards. But off that left side, you keep banging it until they stop it, and they haven't.
So coming out of the game is Taylor to get a little bit of a breather. Kavant Campbell checks in as they'll go empty backfield and go 4 wide in a diamond formation on the right side. Graham is going to throw to one of those receivers, Edmiston, and he's great open field tackle made by the linebacker Dylan Sneed for maybe a loss of a yard. If Sneed doesn't make that tackle, it's probably going to be a first down. Instead, 3rd down and 6.
Well, luckily Riverdale did not get a flag then at the end of that play. A little tit for tat once again, and yet the Riverdale player with the shove, surprised they didn't flag.
Well, I did. You did not see the Riverdale-Blackman game. Of course, that's called the backyard brawl. That game almost ended in 1. It got very heated at the end, carried out into the parking lot for a while as well. 3rd and 6. Graham's pass caught across the 40, inside the 40, and out of bounds on the reception. Best pass in a while on that reception. That was Taylor, this time as a receiver.
Well, I remember that. I was on the road with TSU at Eastern Washington and checking back in with our operations manager, Adam Johnson, who's down on the field in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, we opted not to make an on-field presentation that night after the game.
I understand that.
First down from the 37-yard line. They'll try Taylor again over the left side, and once again room for 9 yards. Well, at this point, Greg, they're walking up to the line and telling Lebanon, we're going to run the ball right here. And there's not anything the Blue Devils have done about it as of yet.
You know, I could see them coming with maybe a bit of a play action out of it. You keep pounding it, and then roll out of it. But until it's stopped.
Well, 2nd and short, we saw earlier in the game, 2nd and short might be the time to try a little something like that.
Or take a shot at the end zone.
2nd and a yard. 3 Riverdale receivers split right. Now they're going to motion Edmiston to the left side of the formation. They'll hand it to Taylor over that left side again. He'll have the first down inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. Ayula with the tackle for the Blue Devils. But Taylor's the workhorse right now and paying dividends.
Well, I'm going to keep saying all night long that they should do that all night long.
They may be listening. Well, it's been first down after first down. There was one key pass interference penalty called on Lebanon earlier in this drive. Clock is running, 2:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Blue Devils leading 28-7. Handoff right up the middle. Taylor untouched to the end zone. Touchdown, Riverdale. This time they came right up the middle, and a wide gap. Taylor strolls into the end zone.
But you got to figure that front 7 is leaking to that side. You come back almost like a counter play against that, what you've been doing, and that A gap right up the gut.
So Taylor well over 100 yards tonight. And he gets the Warriors back within 2 scores now. 28-13 with Armand on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and the kick by Armand is good. Well, it took some time off the clock, but a much-needed score for the Warriors. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 14 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based MidState company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week on WNSR. Here's Joe Fisher.
An impressive drive for Riverdale, primarily on the legs of DJ Taylor, who also had one pass reception in that drive to make it 28-14 Lebanon.
Once again, thanks to Tim Leeper Roofing, T. Wright Properties, Taylor Wright for sponsoring our event here this evening.
high, short kickoff, and it's going to bounce. Fortunately picked up by the Blue Devils backman, and that's Crowell. Crowell pushes it across the 35, the 40, down to the 41-yard line. That could have been a problem for the Blue Devils because it bounced, but fortunate for Lebanon, it took one hop right to Crowell, who was able to make a nice return out to about the 41.
Well, they were trying basically a pooch little kickoff to get it to land. They get it up in the wind and straight into that strong wind it's right now. At least what we're saying 20 knots, right? I don't know what knots is.
It's a lot.
20 miles per hour.
I would go with that. The flag is whipping on that flagpole, and now another penalty flag is tossed. The officials have had a busy second half. Dead ball, illegal procedure on Lebanon. We have seen that called a lot this year, Greg, where somebody's moving early before the ball is snapped. 1st and 15. Shotgun formation for Jalen Abston, the senior. Abston, a little toss forward to Kroll and a jet sweep around the left end. It's technically a completed pass. He'll be stopped for a gain of about 3 yards, and then playing all the way through the whistle and maybe just a touch after it, a little bit of late contact, and that got the Lebanon sideline excited, but there was no flag.
I believe there was.
Oh, there was one, yep.
Yes, yep.
I see it now laying at about the 35-yard line.
They played to the whistle. That, in my mind, forward momentum had been stopped, right? That's where the whistle needs to come out. I thought it was a late whistle, but then again, I thought it was a late hit as well.
They're going to call it on Riverdale. That's going to be a 15-yard walk-off.
Well, I don't want to be over melodramatic with this and everything, but I think this is the most important drive of the game.
Oh, I was going to mention that to you. I would agree. For Riverdale, I think it certainly is if they want to stay in the game. They can't afford to let Lebanon punch one back in again. So first down for the Blue Devils in Riverdale territory at the 46-yard line. Gavin Huddleston checks in as a tight end position. Key Crowell in motion. Abston fakes to him, looking downfield. Now he's going to tuck it and run to the left inside the 45, and he'll slide down at the 42-yard line.
Like a good quarterback should do.
And actually, he looks like he may have hurt himself in the slide. Man,
he
very
doesn't look happy
frustrated.
at all.
Yep. Well, if you look to a backup quarterback, and you're going to have to for at least one play, it would be Kason Kincaid, the junior.
Well, he was tackled as he was going down in a clean hit.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it. And he was sort of rolled on as well. And Abston is still down, and the importance to him, to this team, cannot be understated.
You know, sometimes, and we've all seen it, Greg, where a guy actually ends up hurting himself by kind of making the decision at the last second to slide instead of to go forward, and you end up kind of getting caught in an awkward way when you go down.
Well, we remember we were talking about the physical nature of Abston earlier when after a handoff, he was leading blocking downfield, looking for somebody to block. I thought it was a little bit uncharacteristic of them because usually he would close that deal.
That's the first one tonight. First time he has tried to avoid the contact tonight. Now being helped to his feet and walking backwards to the sideline.
He's literally walking backwards.
Literally is. That's not a great sign if you feel like the only way you can move is to walk backwards right now.
Well, it looks like obviously a lower body, to use a hockey term, but he's looked like he's having trouble putting weight on that right side, and he cannot put any weight on that right ankle, knee, or anything on that right leg.
He finally turned around and walked forward. He's standing on his own. I can't tell, Greg, if it's a lower leg or if it's a hip or what. It's hard to tell right now.
It looks like I think it's an ankle. Yeah. Just the way he's trying to put the weight on it.
Yep.
Of course, I will.
He does look like he's trying to stretch it a little bit.
I'll give you my official diagnosis later.
Well, that's going to lead to the quarterback change and the junior Kason Kincaid, who's going to check in. And I would imagine you'll see Heath with the football, and he is dragged down from behind once again. Chased down by Ryan Edmondson coming off that weak side and makes the tackle for a very short gain. Now, Kincaid is 7 for 8 passing for the season, 81 yards. He does have a touchdown pass.
Well, they're rubbing something on the back of his leg and like the back of his calf, his calf. Mm-hmm.
Talking about Abston, who is standing on the sidelines. 3rd down and 4 for the Blue Devils. 1 minute left, third quarter. Heath right up the middle. I don't think he's going to get there. Maybe a yard, and that's about all. As the Warriors defense, led by Quentin Johnson, taking backwards, and now a decision for Lebanon, and I would think you'd punt this ball away.
You got to punt. You cannot put Riverdale in the situation of a short field needing 2 scores. But your punter is on the sideline.
That's a good point.
Abston, the quarterback, is also the punter.
That may force their hand a little bit.
Well, how much do you gain? The ball's on the 39-yard line. You know, analytics would probably say go for it right here.
4th and 4. They're going to let the clock run all the way down. The play clock is down to 2, and let's see if they take a timeout or just take the penalty. And the answer is they took the timeout. With 11 seconds left on the game clock in the third quarter. A big 4th down decision coming up for the Blue Devils. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 14 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Lifetime Murfreesboro resident and businessman Taylor Wright and his T. Wright Properties and Century 21 Wright Realty are proud to be the sponsors of all the high school football coverage tonight on Nashville Sports Radio, especially the Blackman game at Riverdale High School. For rental property and property management, it's T. Wright Properties. For buying and selling real estate, it's Century 21 Wright Realty. Nobody does it better in Rutherford County. Visit TWrightProperties.com to learn more. And thanks to everybody who supports high school athletics and enjoy this night of high school football in the borough.
You're listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week, live on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Here's Joe Fisher.
Lebanon, the second-place team in Region 3 6A. Riverdale, the third-place team in Region 4 6A. 11 seconds left, third quarter, and Abston is back on the field for the Blue Devils.
And he just jogged back out there. A minute ago, he couldn't put any weight on his right leg.
I would assume this is to punt, but we will see. It's 4th and 4 from just inside the Riverdale 40.
Try to draw him offside.
Warriors say, no, it is not a punt. Abston's going to keep, and he's not going to get it. He was tackled beautifully on the left side by Isaac Oglesby. Riverdale was ready for it. They didn't have anybody back deep to receive a possible punt, and the Warriors will take over first down from the 38-yard line.
Curious call, 4th down. What do you gain on the punt or whatever? Analytics would probably say go for it on 4th and 4. But with a quarterback who just came back on the field from an injury.
Have to wonder if maybe with that leg injury whether he couldn't punt. Maybe that leg action was something he couldn't do. Running is one thing, but then the extension with the leg going the other way, who knows? 5 seconds left, third quarter. Riverdale will have the ball, first down from their own 38-yard line. Graham at quarterback, looking right all the way, throws long down the sideline, has a man, hits him at the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Riverdale! Jalen Thompson, his 3rd touchdown reception of the year. Graham's beautiful pass right on the money, and just like that, the Warriors are back in it.
What a turnaround. 4th and 4. You're denied. Abston comes back in. You don't punt. You go Riverdale. You take that shot. And they did, and we've been waiting for Jalen Thompson, their big playmaker, all game to make that big play, and he did, and we've got a one-score game.
62 yards on the touchdown pass to Thompson. And now Armand with the extra point to come. And his extra point is up, and it is good. Lightning strikes on the final play of the third quarter. Stay with us. We got a good one heading to the fourth. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 21 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Located at 2705 Nolensville Pike, Southern Trophy has been serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 62 years. Southern Trophy offers a wide array of services like custom designed awards, cast bronze plaques, etched crystal awards, laser engraved corporate gifts, promotional items, merch, embroidery, screen printing, signage, and banners. Browse their entire collection online at southerntrophy.com or on Facebook at Southern Trophy. Feel free to give them a call at 615-256-7295. That's 615-256-7295. Southern Trophy. They do their best to help you recognize your best.
Lifetime Murfreesboro resident and businessman Taylor Wright and his T. Wright Properties and Century 21 Wright Realty are proud to be the sponsors of all the high school football coverage tonight on Nashville Sports Radio, especially the Blackman game at Riverdale High School. For rental property and property management, it's T. Wright Properties. For buying and selling real estate, it's Century 21 Wright Realty. Nobody does it better in Rutherford County. Visit TWrightProperties.com to learn more. And thanks to everybody who supports high school athletics and enjoy this night of high school football in the borough.
This is Nashville's best high school football coverage. WNSR's MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher.
As we head to the fourth quarter, Riverdale's 62-yard touchdown play on the final play of the third has made this a one-score game. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 21. And the Warriors with the kickoff and sending it deep. And, in fact, all the way into the end zone. That's going to be a penalty flag because it just got out of bounds before it got to the goal line.
Well, Riverdale had pounding Taylor off that left side, pounding. We're over here saying, don't do anything but. Well, they got Thompson on man-to-man coverage on the near side with no back-end coverage from the safeties, and it was just a go route, and into the wind, Graham put it on the money.
Absolutely, hit him right in stride for the touchdown, and now with the penalty for the kickoff going out of bounds, Lebanon will start from its own 35.
Remember a moment ago we said this is the most important drive of the game. It ended in a 4-and-out situation, and then bang, the next play, one-score game.
So now let's see. Of course, we'll keep an eye on Abston, who left the game injured briefly at the end of the third quarter, came back in for that final play, that fourth down attempt that came up short. Abston will line up in the pistol. Heath is the tailback. And Heath will take the handoff to the left side and go nowhere. Riverdale playing with some inspiration right now. They are fired up on the tackle by Traylon Davis.
Well, they got down 14-0, and it's just been an uphill battle. A lot of it their own issues, and certainly with Abston trying to defend him and what he can do dually. But right now, the momentum is Riverdale.
This is reminiscent of the Blackman game I saw with Riverdale early this year, because Riverdale fell way behind and then came storming back and pulled within a score in the fourth quarter. Two receivers split to the right, Sandifer and Crowell. Abston with play action, looking downfield, has time, he's going to go long, looking for Sandifer, incomplete. I thought they were going to use the back judge as a pick right there, running right beside him. A good defense with him, stride for stride defensively.
Well, they stack, both those receivers, certainly, and then they get them in which direction. That time, the safety took one and then the Crowell the other with the corner. That was well defended that time.
Yep, Zentricus Odie was right there defensively, the sophomore. So now 3rd and 11 for the Blue Devils. Leading by 7, but seeing the momentum slip away, at least for now. Empty backfield, and now another whistle. And the Riverdale sideline across the way is active, bouncing around, and excited. It's another procedure penalty on Lebanon.
Lebanon's got to be stunned just a little bit out of not seeing their quarterback go to the sideline. Then they come back there, go for it on 4th and 4 instead of punting, and then the bomb.
So now 3rd and 16 for the Blue Devils, empty backfield, and another whistle and another penalty flag. Boy, and the Warriors think they have induced Lebanon to jump again, and apparently they have. Back-to-back illegal procedure penalties. So now 3rd and 21.
It's funny how momentum in football can change on just a few plays.
And it certainly has.
Was it John Madden that said a game is decided on 10 plays or less, I believe?
Something like that.
Something like that, 12 plays or less.
So now 3rd and 21. 2 receivers split right, 1 to the left. Abston in the shotgun. Empty backfield once again, and once again a flag. Every time the tailback takes off in motion, Greg, apparently someone else on the line is flinching. That's 3 consecutive illegal procedure penalties. So now, 3rd and 26.
And Lebanon coach Chuck Gentry out there giving the settle down, guys. Just settle down, okay?
Well, the ball is all the way back now to the Blue Devils' 19-yard line.
At this rate, they're going to be in Mount Juliet by midnight.
Well, they're getting there. 3rd and 26 here, back to the 19. It is the same offensive formation again. This time Heath is just going to step to the right shoulder. Now he'll go in motion. And now they'll get this play away. And Abston is trying to roll away, gets away, looks downfield, incomplete. Overthrew Sandifer on the run. And it'll be 4th down.
Had Kroll here on
right
the near
here, yep.
side, settled down 20 yards downfield all by himself.
Yep, sure did. Threw it to the up man. Sandifer was a little too tall. And now let's see if Abston can punt the ball away. Had a leg injury late in the 3rd quarter. Standing back at the midfield mark is Jalen Thompson.
Of course, he with the big pass a minute ago. He is their big playmaker. He is their Kroll.
Abston's punt, low, wobbly, bounces and dives right at about the 46-yard line of the Warriors. So that's where Riverdale will start. Excellent field position. And let's see.
3 and out, one thing. 3 and out with consecutive 3 in a row.
3 in a row, yep.
3 in a row procedure penalties aiding that. Now, Riverdale, great field position.
And what we saw until the long pass down the sideline was a steady diet of DJ Taylor, primarily running to the left.
But you notice that bomb to Thompson went to the right side,
did.
away from that play action.
1st down from the 46. They're going to try Taylor again, this time maybe a yard or 2, and that's about all. Stood up there defensively. Bryce Nizick leading the charge.
Well, it's pretty obvious that we haven't seen their leading rusher, Isaiah Verser, the junior, came into this game. Well, hasn't played tonight. 722 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. Has not played tonight. I know he played last week in their must-win.
Well, he rushed for 173 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 48-yard line. Lebanon brings the blitz. Fire over the middle, pass is caught, and it'll be a 1st down to the 39-yard line on the reception by Ryan Edmiston. And I don't know about you, Greg, but it looks to me like Graham has picked up some confidence back there running this offense right now.
Well, and again, off that play action to Taylor, you got to give it, the defense has to bite on it to honor it because it's been so successful. I would say he's in the 160 to 170 range rushing.
1st down from the Blue Devils 39. Man in motion from right to left. Graham looking to throw. Rush is coming. Eludes one man. Breaks the 2nd tackle. Finally slammed to the turf at about the 38-yard line. The big tackle by Stonewall Jackson. But Graham made the first 2 defenders miss him.
You love that name, Stonewall
I do
Jackson. 6'4", 290. Little birdie told me Austin P earlier. It's not the drone.
Not the drone.
But little birdie said that Austin P has offered other OVC schools as well, but he's a load in the middle, 6'4", 290.
2nd and 9. It was technically a 1-yard gain. Graham will go from the shotgun, 2 wide, split to each side. Clock is running inside 9 minutes left, and now it's Riverdale's turn to get the illegal procedure penalty. And the linemen are complaining that It was Lebanon that moved first and jumping up and down in the face of the official who threw the flag, but to no avail.
Yeah.
And that was risky.
Yeah, that had 15 yards written all over it. Almost the reaction was as if they had drawn the penalty. But I don't know if I've ever seen a full offensive line just jump up and start dancing on their own penalty.
2nd down and 14 after the 5-yard walk-off. Shotgun, Graham. Fires, incomplete. Receiver broke to the right. The pass went toward the middle as he was looking for Braylon Vanderbilt. And that falls incomplete, now 3rd and 14.
He's lucky to have that one back as well, because the only one was the safety that had the chance at it.
So now a big 3rd down. Probably 4-down territory for Riverdale. 8:28 to play. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 21. Winner advances. Loser's season is over. Graham in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks downfield. Fires underneath. Passes batted into the air and incomplete. Got a hand on it up front at the line. I believe that was Gavin Tomlinson that might have gotten a hand on it. Brings up 4th and 14.
But you got to punt. There's no doubt about it right now. You still have 8:21 to play. You have all 3 of your timeouts remaining.
That's one of those, if you get about half of that on 3rd down, then maybe you consider going for it on 4th down, but not on 14.
And Riverdale did a really good job picking up the blitz. They had pass pro in there to take care of it, but the big paw knocking it down.
Edmiston is the punter. Remember that. Now, he's a wide receiver as well, but he will boot this one away. It will bounce near the 10, bounce toward the sideline, and go out of bounds, I believe, inside the 5-yard line. That worked out beautifully into the corner. They're going to mark it out of bounds inside the 5.
Football is a funny sport. That oblong thing that's got tips on it and it's fat in the middle.
Yep.
You never know which way it's going to go. That ball landed about, the 20-yard line?
Something like that. Yep.
And went it didn't take a direct right, but it went like, okay, we need to get this out at about the 2 or 3 yard line. It looked like our Adam Johnson with one of his sand wedges, just sort of putting it out there and placing it where he likes it, and then missing the putt.
That's right. They mark it at the 2-yard line. He couldn't let well enough alone. 1st down for the Blue Devils, backed up in the shadow of their own end zone at the 2-yard line.
Take care of the football right now if you're Lebanon. That's paramount.
Something they have done throughout this season. And it will be Abston on a keeper, just trying to push up the middle and get a little room, and he didn't get much at all. He might have even lost a yard along the way.
Well, and Riverdale's wanting the safety.
They're going to mark him out, I believe, back near the 2-yard line.
That might even be the 1.
Yeah, they have marked it back to the 1.
Yeah.
So, well, again, Abston in the shotgun, so he's got to cover 5 yards just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And now Anthony Crowell comes out of the game here to the sideline.
Tell you what, when you run out of the pistol, you run out of the shotgun from your own end zone, you're right. You're giving up 5 yards.
They'll do it again. This time the handoff to Heath. He has hit the left side of the line and will actually find a way to push forward to maybe about the 3. Clock running, 7:12 left to play. Lebanon clinging to a 7-point lead, 28-21.
Yeah, Riverdale with 14 unanswered, and they've been playing from behind since falling down behind 14-0 with that defensive takeaway.
Well, the Warriors are big time in this now. They're fired up on every play. You see a lot of reaction, a lot of emotion from them on the field and on the sideline. 3rd and 11 from about the 2-yard line. Looking to throw from his own end zone. Abston's going to heave one up into the air. I have no idea where that's going. That landed on the track behind the Lebanon sideline.
That looked like it's almost slipped out of his hand.
It sure did, yep.
Yeah, because it was a wounded duck.
And it was nowhere close to anybody on the field of play. One of the cheerleaders ended up with it.
Good job, one of the cheerleaders there.
Well, now Abston will be forced to punt. with a shortened drop zone, too, because the ball is at about the 2-yard line, so he won't be able to take the normal 15 yards to drop back.
Yeah, he just turned around and looked to find out where that out-of-bounds line is behind him.
So Riverdale should get excellent field position. Jalen Thompson standing at the 40. Abston's punt is away. It will bounce at about the 36 and roll backwards about a yard and be down at the 35-yard line. So Riverdale, outstanding field position at the Lebanon 35, trailing 28-21, 6:28 left to play.
It's so easy to dissect where this game turned on that 4th and 4, where there was held. The next play was the big bomb to Thompson down the field. And from then on, it's been all Riverdale, both sides of the ball.
Abston came out of the game for a couple of plays. They were conservative runs, and then came back in on the 4th down. Low snap on 1st down. Handoff, tailback right up the middle. Will push it to about the 31-yard line, so a gain of 4 on the play. Clock running, 6:15 left. Riverdale has all 3 of its timeouts remaining, and they're still unpiling bodies in the middle there.
You got Graham, the quarterback, pulling the running back Taylor off the pile, dragging him by his left leg. And he's trying to get up, and you won't let go of my leg. You're bouncing me on my butt. I can't get up.
Gain of 4, 2nd down at 6. 3 receivers split to the right. Riverdale moving right to left in this 4th quarter. Handoff, Taylor will try the right side this time and find a little room, and he should have enough for the 1st down. Lebanon says the ball is loose. Lebanon says they have the football. They're coming to the sideline because they do have the football. The Blue Devils with the takeaway.
And this is how they have won football games all year long. They now have a plus 16 ratio in giveaways to takeaways. 2 tonight, 22-6 on the season.
I think it was Gavin Tomlinson that came up with it. Whoever came up with it gave the ball up to the official almost immediately before even coming to the sideline.
Well, and again, it was a strip of the ball. Not that the ball was out on the ground. It was just a takeaway.
So a huge turnover with 5:35 left to play. Lebanon thought maybe they had drawn Riverdale offside, but there was no flag thrown. Play clock is at 6 on 1st down. Heath will try the left side. He'll get the corner out of bounds in front of the Riverdale sideline, but a nice gain of about 7 yards on 1st down. Heath has been a workhorse tonight, too.
Well, the clock now becomes a factor with 5:28 to play, and even after running out of bounds, maybe a few of the home seconds ticked off.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Clock is stopped now with 5:28 left. 3 receivers split to the right side. They'll go back into a shotgun formation this time. Heath just off the left shoulder of Abston. Abston gives on the quick hitter. Heath is hit quickly as well. After a gain, he'll be shy of the 1st down. Boy, Oglesby in the middle of that again. He's had a big night defensively for the Warriors.
Well, now Lebanon is not going to be in any hurry whatsoever. I can see them running the play clock all the way down inside 10, 5 seconds before snapping. They really do not need to be in a hurry right now.
3rd and the scoreboard says 1. It looks more like 3rd and 2 to me. Game clock is inside 5 minutes left. Play clock is right now at 10. So now the Blue Devils will line up. Abston in the shotgun in an empty backfield. 3rd and 1. Abston still looking to the sideline. Are they going to take a timeout? Yes. So timeout taken by the Blue Devils with 4:41 left to play. So we'll keep it here.
Once again, excuse me,
let's just say 28-21 Lebanon.
Once again, I want to thank Tim Leeper Roofing, Taylor Wright, T. Wright Property, sponsors of tonight. Hang around with us after this game. We will be awarding the MidState Checkdown Player of the Game with the trophy, a plaque presented on the field. And after the game, on your way home, or if you're out and about, listen to the Scoreboard Show with Bruno Reagan and Ray Dotsky.
Special appearance by Greg Pogue.
No, you're calling tonight.
You're calling tonight.
You're I'll be by the time I'll be home in bed.
No, I know it. I know
it. You got to go to Where are you living now? In where is that? Dixon? No?
Not quite all the way to Dixon, no.
Waverly?
No, not quite that far west. Sometimes it seems like it, but not quite that far west. 4:41 left. Let's talk this through, Greg. 3rd down and 2. If Lebanon is able to convert and get a first down, Riverdale, I would think, would have to start thinking about utilizing its timeouts.
Yeah, you would start thinking of about 2 plays per minute if Lebanon is not stopping the clock for anything and just running the clock as is.
3 receivers smokestacked out here to the right side, one behind each other. Sandifer is there, along with Nizick and then Crowell. A lot of times this is a receiver screen. Instead, they're just going to hand it off, and Heath tries the middle. I don't know if he got it.
Well, the 3 out here pulls 3 players from the tackle box. They go straight ahead. I don't think he made it. I think you're right. So, curious now. What do you do on 4th down?
4th down, they did gain some yardage. It's 4th and a yard. Well, if you go for it and don't get it, Riverdale would get the football in outstanding position. And in this case, they're going to send the punting unit on.
You got to punt right here. That would turn the game completely to Riverdale's favor. You give them the ball, 30 yards from pay dirt essentially? No. You have to punt the ball away and rely on your defense right now.
4 minutes left. Clock is running. Remember, Abston, the quarterback, is also the punter. He punts this one away. Thompson back to field. It lets it bounce at the 40. Picks it up on the second hop, weaves back through some traffic, breaks down the sideline out of bounds in Lebanon territory inside the 45-yard line.
Well, he was right there. He was just going to let it go, and the ball bounced to him, so he was going to go get it, and then it bounced again, and he was in no man's land by then. But then the defenders covering it, they had basically stopped, and he picks it up and runs right past them.
And he pushes it all the way down. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds back at the 46-yard line. So the 46-yard line of the Blue Devils is where Riverdale will start. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, 3:43 left to play.
Now, if you're Riverdale, you want to score, obviously, but you're not in necessarily the biggest of hurries. You don't want Lebanon to have the ball back.
No, I would say DJ Taylor might get a couple opportunities here. He's had a big night. They play action fake to him. Graham throwing long down the sideline, incomplete. That's the play they struck on earlier. And a penalty flag is thrown in, and it looks like it's either going to be defensive holding or pass interference.
Look like holding as well. As Thompson broke past the defender reaches out. Definitely slowed him down. We'll see what it's. I think it's holding.
I did too, but let's see what the call is going to be. Either way,
Chuck Gentry, the Lebanon coach, not happy. And it happened right in front of the Riverdale bench.
So the discussion among the officials led by our referee, Greg Morgan.
Well, if it's pass interference, the ball was not catchable.
Right.
So I think it has to be holding. We'll see.
They're going to call pass interference.
Well, he impeded the progress of the receiver. There's no doubt about that.
So with the walk-off, the ball is now spotted at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 Warriors. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 21. Handoff, tailback Taylor tries the left side. Still on his feet, gets the corner, gets the 20, shoved out of bounds at the 15-yard line. He stumbled as he was shoved out of bounds and took a hard fall, but he's up and okay.
Taylor around the left side.
I've never said that before.
You're going to wake up at about 1 o'clock this morning and go, Taylor around the left side.
It has been extremely successful, but it's going to come back.
Wow.
A holding penalty call on Riverdale.
You know what?
Yes, I do know exactly. I do know exactly the phrase that you were going to bring up.
It's what TV people put on their face.
That's right.
Makeup. Is that a makeup call?
Well, I don't know, but the timing certainly benefits Lebanon.
Well, the penalty flag comes out in front of the Lebanon bench time as well. So
that walks it back. They will mark it down.
But you looked at me, and I looked at you.
I knew exactly.
Well,
I knew exactly where it was going. It's at the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 8, marked off from the spot of the foul. Graham passes, has a man. It's caught by Thompson. Slants across to the right side, tackled inside the 15-yard line. First and goal, Warriors.
A crossing route in between the drop of the linebackers in front of the safeties, and we've been waiting until late in the game to call Thompson's name. We've been doing it a lot lately.
Clock is running. 3:10 left to play. Riverdale first down from the Lebanon 11-yard line. Blue Devils trying to hang on to a 7-point lead. 3 receivers split to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun. Graham. Hands off. Taylor tries the left side. Not much there. Big hit there. And in fact, the Blue Devils thought they got the football again.
The ball came out, but it was already, the runner was down by contact. Actually,
that was Edmiston.
Yeah, he comes up with it. Edmiston does. Tell you what, I don't know if I've seen a team that tackles trying to strip the ball as much as we have Lebanon. We talked about it as well with the 22-6 turnover ratio.
And they pulled 2 away today. Clock continues to run. 2:22 left and counting. Second down and 7 from the 9. Riverdale can get a first down without scoring. Graham to throw. The slant batted into the air and incomplete. Good recovery by the defender. Got there about the same time the football got there, and that was Bryce Niesick from his free safety position breaking that one up.
Now I know there's 2:06 to play, but let me ask you this. This is our 12th game this year we've done. We haven't had an overtime.
I've been contemplating all of that. 2:06 left. 3rd and 7. Ball at the 9-yard line. And a timeout is going to be taken, I believe, by Riverdale. Tell you what, Greg, in the middle of the 3rd quarter, you didn't sense it was going to be like this.
No, it was 28-14, and everything momentum-wise was.
It was 28-7.
28-7, correct. And the 14 unanswered.
So Taylor has had a big night running the football. Of course, the big pass play, the home run on the touchdown pass, 62 yards to Jalen Thompson, that made this the 1-score game that it is.
Well, after tonight, we got a busy weekend of programming. Prep football talk at 8 tomorrow morning. Craig Ladd, Coach Bubba Spears at 9 o'clock. Sammy Kincaid in our wonderful Power Hour. 10 o'clock, the pregame show. 11 o'clock, the kickoff. WKU at Charlotte. And then Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, the Rams and the Bucks, and straight into Grizzlies basketball. So, Nashville Sports Radio.
Well done.
Thank you, Joe. And Ray Doskey and Patton Cook with Run With It Sunday morning at 11. I got you, Ray.
There you go.
Ray's back there. Mention our show. Mention our show.
Here we go. 2:06 left. 3rd and 7 for Riverdale from the Lebanon 9-yard line. Shotgun formation for Braden Graham. Taylor is the tailback. They'll hand it to Taylor. He'll try the right side this time. He'll turn upfield toward the goal line. He's going to be close to a first down. I think he's got it.
I was surprised that they did not give him a touchdown on that, but from our angle, obviously. But
it is first and goal.
Taylor around the right side that time.
Of course, he has a touchdown going right up the middle tonight as well. 1:45 to go. Clock continues to run.
Now, if you're Lebanon, you keep them out here. You're going to have to use your timeouts right now. And Riverdale, they want to score, but not in any big hurry.
They'd like to take a little bit more time. First and goal from the 1. Taylor is hammered before he gets to the line of scrimmage. Well, the Riverdale defenders closed quickly. That was Connor Gannon getting back there in a hurry. 2nd and goal. 1:13 left.
And to the right side again.
Riverdale in no hurry. A lot of folks on their feet here in the stands tonight. 60 seconds left in regulation. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 21.
Lebanon with the one timeout. You got to figure you hold them here. You got to use it, right?
2nd and goal. Clock down to 48 seconds. This time Taylor lines up on the right shoulder of the quarterback. He's going to try the left side, and he'll find a way to slice into the end zone. Touchdown, Riverdale. just made one little subtle move, Greg, and cut just inside the tackle spot and landed in the end zone, and we are a point after away from a tie game.
And we've been talking about Khalil Armand. Came into this game, Armand, 18-19 on these PATs.
A note, Lebanon blocked 7 punts this season. Snap is good. Kick on the way by Armand, and we are tied. 41 seconds left in regulation. Lebanon 28, Riverdale 28. What a comeback by the Warriors.
21 unanswered by the Warriors.
41 seconds left.
And we're on the Lebanon side, the near side, and this crowd is stunned over here.
What a turn of events. It was 28-7, and everything seemed to be, all the momentum seemed to be with the Blue Devils. And all of a sudden, late third quarter, everything changed.
In 2 plays, holding on a 4th and 4 situation. Next play, you go for it. You've seen that a lot on change of possessions or change of, a turnover.
Yeah, quick change.
Quick change situations like that. And now, if you're Lebanon, you've just got to play it safe and get to overtime, right?
Probably.
But you got a playmaker like Kroll on the outside that, first off, they don't want to punt it to him if you're Riverdale.
Yeah, they've got him back to receive the kickoff here for sure. But Armand's been kicking the ball deep, but trying to kick it through the end zone.
Well, he's got the wind at his back, and it's a stiff one.
28-28. Nothing quite like playoff football. 41 seconds left. Armand approaches the football. Riverdale was offside. They're not going to call it, I don't believe. Kick bounds on the ground. Crowd bobbles it, finally picks it up, ranges to his left, tried to break free, could not. He is tackled just across the 20-yard line. 35 seconds left. Boy, you can tell the Lebanon crowd, every time he gets his hands on the football, a little bit of open space, you can just feel the anticipation.
But if you're Lebanon, what do? Take a couple shots with Kroll? I think you do. I mean, if so, they got to be downfield.
Try to run a wheel route and see if you can catch Riverdale napping or whatever the case may be. Let's see. It looks like they're going to put – this looks like a victory formation to me, to just take a snap and take a knee. And that's what they're going to do, and they're going to play for overtime. They will not have to snap the ball again. They waited to reset the play clock until it wouldn't matter, and so both teams will go to the sideline, and we're going to have extra football here tonight. Lebanon led 28-7. Riverdale rattles off 21 unanswered points, and we head to overtime in the playoffs here in Lebanon. Blue Devils 28, Riverdale 28. Stay with us for the overtime coming up on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue. The first time I met Tim Leeper, owner of Tim Leeper Roofing, I didn't know I needed a roof on my home, but I recalled meeting Tim as a huge supporter of Hope Hines' annual charity golf tournament, and upon further research at timleeperroofing.com, that his long-based MidState company was a former recipient of Roofing Contractor of the Year in Tennessee. Now in these trying times, we all should seek a comfort level personally and professionally. So if you have roofing issues, either residential or commercial, I recommend Tim Leeper Roofing. Please give them a visit at timleeperroofing.com.
You're listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week on WNSR. Here's Joe Fisher.
Overtime at Lebanon High School. Joe Fisher, Greg Pogue, Adam Johnson with you. Ray Dosky in the studio. Quite a dramatic turn of events in this contest. Lebanon led 28-7, seemed to be in command until the late third quarter. Riverdale comes storming back with 21 unanswered, and now we head to overtime as we prepare, Greg, for the rare second coin toss in a football game.
Well, and our first overtime of the season. And 21 unanswered points by Riverdale, of course, trying to get revenge from being eliminated by Lebanon in the second round last year.
Penalties have played a key factor in this game for both teams. Lebanon hit a stretch there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. 3 consecutive illegal procedure penalties called back-to-back-to-back that moved the Blue Devils way back into their own territory. Now the captains, I believe the two quarterbacks will meet at midfield. So Braden Graham standing there at midfield waiting for Jalen Abston to make his way out. He does so now. And the referee, Greg Morgan, will toss. So what you want, Greg, if you win the toss, you want to go on defense. You don't want to go on offense usually. Most of the times you'd like to know what you're going to have to do when you get your possession.
During an overtime period, each team has an opportunity for an offensive series of downs. However, an overtime period may include only one offensive series of downs if the defensive team scores. It has become customary to refer to it as an inning with a top half and a bottom half. So the only way the team that doesn't have it first can win it without going on offense is with a defensive touchdown.
Right. Toss of the coin taking place now.
So what do you do? Play defense first?
I would. I think I would. I'd like to know that first overtime if I have to score a touchdown or if I can win it with a field goal or what the case is. And then if it goes to a second overtime, it will switch, and the team that went first in the first overtime will go on defense in the second one.
Basically, think of it as an inning in baseball. Got both quarterbacks out there, curiously.
And I'm sure that Greg Morgan gave a really detailed explanation of what the choices have to be. So it looks like Lebanon is going to, I guess Lebanon won the toss. They're going to go on defense, so Riverdale will get the ball first. I think that's right.
I believe you are correct.
Because Abston's coming to the sideline, and Braden Graham encouraging the fans along the way in the sideline to get into it over there for the Warriors. So Riverdale, who a lot of folks figured was probably out of this thing late in the third quarter, totally turned everything around. They'll spot the ball at the 10-yard line. So it'll be first and goal from the 10. There is no clock running now. There will be a play clock, but no game clock that will run. In fact, they may not even run the play clock.
Well, and unlike in college, you don't, after a couple rounds of it, you don't have to go for two.
Right. Well, it's been the DJ Taylor show with a lot of help from his quarterback, Braden Graham, and then Jalen Thompson with a couple of big plays along the way. But Lebanon has had trouble all night trying to slow down Taylor running the football, especially running to his left. Although they mixed it up a little bit in the fourth quarter. Here we go. First play of overtime. First and goal from the 10. Graham hands off to Taylor. Taylor over the right side pushes it to about the 6. Second and goal.
Just a basic inside counter that time off the right side with that. I could see a play action off that coming.
Gain of 4. Second and goal from the 6. This time Taylor lines up to the right shoulder of Graham. Riverdale splits two receivers all the way out to the numbers on the left side. Handoff, Taylor's going to try to bounce it to the left again, and this time Lebanon was waiting for him. Blue Devils had that well-defended Jack Kleiner sealing that right side of the defensive line for the Blue Devils, brings up third and goal from the 6.
They had everybody to the ball on that one off that left side. It was almost like, you may score a touchdown, it's not coming off our left side.
So third and goal. Just underway in overtime.
Off the defensive right side.
Right.
That right side of it, they had brought the safety up. Of course, it's easier to do when you're standing in the end zone, but they had pulled everybody to their right side.
Third down shotgun formation. Graham rolling right, looking to throw. Looking to the end zone. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Riverdale. Ryan Edmiston in the end zone, and the Warriors, for the first time tonight, have taken the lead. He bought time, Greg, rolling to the right. Edmiston, a nice tall target in the end zone, was all alone. And now a very important extra point. It's 34-28 with Armand on.
Right now, it's at 27 and pending 28 unanswered points.
Low snap. Picked up. They're going to look for two. Instead, passes batted into the air and incomplete. They were going for two, Greg.
I don't know. I think with the low snap,
low, he just decided, but he rolled out looking to throw immediately.
Well,
I don't know.
I think, though, they got so disjointed on that low snap that the kicker was already in his motion. I think, quite frankly, maybe he panicked a little bit because I still think he had time to set the football, but I don't think they were going for two.
So now Lebanon, they know they have to score a touchdown on this possession. They'll go in the same direction and stay at that end of the field. But it's 34-28. Blue Devils trailing for the first time tonight. They do a double reverse handoff to Crowell, and Crowell is going to find the end zone. Wow, they handed it off to the first back, who handed it off to Crowell, and now penalty flags are going to come, and probably for celebration on Lebanon.
And that will make this extra point kick 15 yards further, number one, and by a team that struggles with place kicking.
And there was an NFL game last weekend where exactly the same scenario happened. The touchdown is good. After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Blue Devils.
It was a celebration.
So instead of a chip shot point after, I don't know
man, I just saw a bunch of happy kids jumping up and down in the end zone. No taunting. No,
they weren't in the faces of Riverdale.
No,
they were all
they're just
among themselves.
Jubilant. That's a tough one right there. I don't know, man. Because they just looked like they were all bouncing and, happy, right?
Well, so instead of the usual point after with the walk-off, the ball will be spotted, should be at about the 17.5 or 18-yard line, which makes this basically a 35-yard extra point. For the win and advancing to the second round of the playoffs. Juan Jimenez. And I believe timeout's going to be taken by Riverdale. There was no surprise there.
Well, the wind at the back, so the wind should not be a factor. It's not a left or right, but is a trailing wind as well. But I'm going back to that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I saw no taunting. There was no additional players left the sideline, nothing. It was just going and enjoying and congratulating. I thought it was a quick flag.
It was quick.
Quick flag. I mean,
I was mentioning there was an NFL game last Sunday where a player, they scored the touchdown that looked like it was going to give them the chance to win the game, but got called for taking a helmet off and celebrating. They moved it back, missed it, eventually lost in overtime.
Yeah, but that kicker in that league needs to make that kick.
But that kick in that league with that penalty is like 50-something yards now. So this one is 32 yards. 35 yards. Ball is at the 25.
Setting it on the right hash mark as well. A little bit off center right.
Abston is the holder. Jimenez the kicker. To win it for the Blue Devils. Good snap. Kick on the way. Has the leg, and the kick is no good. Wide left. We go to second overtime. He had plenty of leg, Greg, but sometimes when you try to hit it a little harder, get over the top of it and pulled it a little bit to the left.
That one's a tough one right there. You have a chip shot extra point. The penalty comes out 15 yards. Unsportsmanlike, makes it a 35-yard extra point kick to win the game. Wow. That's that one. Now, if you're Riverdale and you're Lebanon, you're elated. You've just screwed up yours on the earlier on the bad snap or whatever they tried to do with it, and now with this. So tell me special teams don't count. And the kicking game doesn't count. I do believe now they will switch. Now they come back for another toss, right?
No, there shouldn't be another toss, I don't think, because you should rotate now and just have whoever went on offense the first time would go on defense this time.
Exactly. but
they're meeting at midfield.
Why?
To discuss it again. I don't know, unless it's just.
It looks like
it does look like it.
Or he's reading the rules to them, or he's showing them what its heads are. I don't know. I didn't think that you would have another coin toss in this situation.
Well, the two captains, the quarterbacks, who've had a long night already, standing out there gathered with all the officials around them, standing in the Blue Devil head logo at midfield. Yeah, so there's no toss. They're just lining up and saying, now Lebanon will go on offense first. Riverdale will go on defense. Two quarterbacks kind of exchange the, hey, good luck, man, and as they head to the sideline again.
Let you know I got to be on the air at 8 in the morning. Just give you a little update on that.
You don't have a long drive home.
We're still in good shape.
So we go to the second overtime. Lebanon will go on offense. They'll go to the same end of the field, the north end of the field.
But we're in second overtime for the very simple fact of two failed kicks.
That's right.
And also, though, I think I'm going to call it a questionable penalty on the celebration.
Well, certainly impactful. A 15-yard penalty on the extra point. And though the kick did have the distance, even from the extra yardage, it was missed wide to the left. So here we go, second overtime. Lebanon on offense, first down. Abston at quarterback. They're going to try that same play that they scored on earlier, and this time Riverdale was up to it and makes the stop after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, just a little inside counter play, trying to get Kroll sneaking up the middle like they did last time. It's curious, though, that play, they've only called it twice tonight, and it's been so. You think that's been in their little bag of, this is the one that when we need it the most.
Wouldn't you think there's one or two you've got hidden away that I just want to use it? I know in the Riverdale Blackman game, Blackman went to the hook and ladder and scored its final touchdown to put that game away. Second down and goal. Abston play action rolling right. He'll send it to the end zone. And incomplete. Overthrew everybody. He was looking, I believe, again for Jack Kleinert back in that back right corner.
Well, the play action rolling out right. Abston stumbled a little bit and never planted his feet for that throw, and it sailed on him. He never got set.
And, Greg, he injured a leg in the third quarter tonight, and we don't know how much, if any, that's impacting him right now. But he did leave the game for a couple of significant plays.
And once again, he had some real estate in front of him, and 10 yards for that young man's nothing. That's a blink.
Well, now the Blue Devils, if they don't convert on third down, they'll have a big decision to make. Third and goal from the 6. Keeper running left is Abston, cuts upfield and into the end zone. Touchdown, Lebanon. He was keeping all the way. They did a little run pass option look, but he was running all the way.
Well, in big moments, do you think plays or you think players? That time, Lebanon thought player.
And that time, not as much celebration afterwards. So this point after will come from the normal territory. So here's Jimenez. Once again, Abston the holder.
And no celebration.
No, that's what I said they didn't.
No. They walked like soldiers back to the line.
Extra point by Jimenez is up, and it is good. 41-34, Lebanon in the second overtime, and now it falls under the shoulders of Riverdale. Well, we've had our ebbs and flows tonight, haven't we?
And you almost say, well, one of you teams win this game, right? Just one of you go ahead and win it, because every time they get close to putting it away, Lebanon or Riverdale closing the deal, can't convert an extra point kick, and that's what they've been good at all year long.
Well, Riverdale knows they must score a touchdown to keep this one going. Graham, the quarterback. Taylor, who's had a huge night at tailback. It will be Taylor with the run. He is swallowed up I believe, for a loss of a yard. Getting back, there was Key Crowell coming off that corner, Greg, just rushing in unblocked and dropped him, I believe, for no gain on the play.
Really a slow developing play that time. It was almost Graham had to turn around and wait for the handoff that time.
Second down and goal from the 10. Play clock is operating. It's at 17.
And you know Lebanon's thinking takeaway right here.
Taylor standing to the left shoulder of Graham. Graham to throw on second down. Comes near side, incomplete. His intended receiver, Taylor, had not even turned around to look for the football yet when it went flying by him. Third down and goal.
Taylor off the left side, we've seen 2 plays, and you haven't called that.
That's right.
And it's
been a while.
They've been going to the well all night long with that, just a power, not really a power sweep, just right off that left tackle.
And I think Will Kreisky wants to take a timeout. He knows what's on the line here. And boy, you look at the Lebanon coach, Greg, Chuck Gentry, he was out on the field at the numbers, kind of encouraging his defense.
He looks like he can play right now.
I believe so, yep.
Yeah, he's fired up. And, of course, both teams have really let some opportunities go by. Riverdale, however, with 28 unanswered points to take the lead. Yep. And wow, what a game here tonight, because we're sitting here at, 28-7, cruising it on in. And it was that sequence, a 4th and 4 on the 39-yard line, where Abston comes back into the game after missing a couple plays by being injured. They don't punt. They go for it. They're denied. Next play, Thompson, the big hitter,
62 yards.
Yeah, for the touchdown. And at that moment on, it's been sort of like a boxing match, if you will, taking some blows, delivering some blows. But right now, Lebanon, I'm trying just to get out of here with a win, in Riverdale. What do you call up? You said Kreisky had some plays up his sleeve.
We're about to find out. 3rd and goal from the 10. Lebanon sideline encouraging the fans to make noise. Shotgun formation for Graham. Looking to throw. Rush is coming. Graham throws back left side. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. An interception would have won it for Lebanon. Instead, one more play for the Warriors.
And it was the same play they ran on first down, where Taylor had not yet turned around. Even if there was not good defense that time, he didn't even know the ball was coming.
I think Key Crowell and Bryce Niesick both went for the football and may have kept each other from catching it. Well, this is it. 4th and goal from the 10. Riverdale must score a touchdown here or it's all over. Shotgun formation for Braden Graham. Taylor to his left. An early whistle and a timeout taken by Lebanon. Got to look at what maybe that offensive set was going to be and then try to make a call and make an adjustment. No sense in keeping the timeout. You can't take it with you. This game had all the emotion last year, Greg. Riverdale guys thought about this rematch for a long time in a game where Lebanon won last year in the playoffs. I think they had a feeling there was a reasonable chance the way pairings would go that they would end up seeing each other again. And boy, have we had a good one tonight.
Yeah, Riverdale finishing 3rd in 4-6A, and Lebanon finishing 2nd behind Coffee County in 3-6A. And the thing about that is those regions correspond with each other every year, 1 and 2 hosting 3 and 4, and vice versa. If you're sitting there in Region 3 and you're matching up with that Murfreesboro region with Oakland, Blackman, Riverdale, but yeah, you're right. And that win last year by Lebanon in the 2nd round, that was their 11th win of the season, a school record.
Well, here we go. 4th and goal. Riverdale must score a touchdown or this game is over. Graham in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Flush. Rolling right. Pointing downfield. Looking downfield. Easing back. Sends one to the end zone. And it is broken up and incomplete. The Lebanon Blue Devils have defeated Riverdale in overtime, 41-34. Wow.
double wow.
He had plenty of time. He eased to the right, bought a lot of time. But the pass into traffic in the end zone, and Lebanon lives to play another day.
3 of those 4 plays were pass plays. 1 run by Taylor, not off the left side, where they've been dominant all year long, all night long.
Tremendous game. Both of these teams. Lebanon with the win improves now to 9-2. And the season for Riverdale comes to an end at 6-5. And after an emotional, hard-fought game, these two teams line up and shake hands as they come across midfield. Stay with us. We'll come back and recap for you in just a moment. Lebanon in double overtime defeats Riverdale 41-34 on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on the Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and Christopher Bell had to win and did. He is racing in the Championship 4 at Phoenix this weekend. But everybody's talking about how Ross Chastain rode the wall to beat Denny Hamlin at the line. Up next is the final race of the 2022 NASCAR season. So grab all the latest NASCAR news, race recaps, driver interviews, stats, and info every single weekday. Wow, right here.
This is WNSR's broadcast of the MidState Checkdown High School Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher.
High drama on the opening night of the playoffs tonight at Lebanon High School, and the Blue Devils in 2 overtimes defeat Riverdale by a final score of 41-34. With the win, Lebanon now 9-2. They advance. The Riverdale season comes to an end at 6-5. And Greg, I look down, and one of the most emotional players on the field right now is Caleb Herring. The senior, his season and his high school career come to an end.
Well, and his brother Eli was on that team last year, and 2 years in a row, Lebanon has ended Riverdale's season.
This game got off to a quick start. Lebanon scored on its opening drive, 80-yard drive, led 7-0. Then Key Crowell with a strip and touchdown run just like that. It was 14-0 Blue Devils. In the second quarter, Lebanon extended the lead after an Abston touchdown run. Riverdale got on the board with a Graham 5-yard touchdown run. It was 21-7 at that point. Lebanon built it to 28-7 on a 14-yard pass to Crowell. They seemed to be in control at 28-7. And then, as you mentioned before, late third quarter, early fourth, everything flipped. The touchdown, the quick score, the run by Taylor, and then the 62-yard touchdown pass to Thompson. And just like that, we were in a game.
Well, and the Lebanon team over here celebrating with the Lebanon fans. And we'll be talking with Coach Chuck Gentry here in a little while. Yep. And
he just saluted his crowd. He just came to the sideline saluting the crowd. And I believe they'll have a little bit of a get-together as a team very briefly. But, wow. The first overtime memorable too, Greg, because both teams scored and both teams missed or messed up the extra point.
Yeah, and again, Lebanon survives what I thought was a questionable celebration call in the end zone after the go-ahead touchdown.
Chuck Gentry's fired up. he's down leading the team down into the end zone for a conversation. But again, you know, the Riverdale team scores first in the first overtime. A low snap on the extra point. Whether they were planning to go for 2 or not, you know, they did not, and it ended up trying to run around and throw a pass. It was incomplete. Then Lebanon scores to tie the game, lining up for the apparent extra point to win it. But a celebration penalty, as you mentioned, on the touchdown, a 15-yard penalty tacked onto the extra point try. They missed the extra point and forced the second overtime.
Well, I don't want to be Debbie Downer right now for Lebanon because they have advanced. They play Oakland next.
That's right.
And Oakland beat Shelbyville tonight 65-0. Ouch.
Yes, indeed.
But Lebanon lives to play another day. It's just like last year.
That's what they're going to have to do. But nonetheless, they'll celebrate tonight, 41-34 double overtime. We'll take a break. We'll come back, hopefully have a visit with Chuck Gentry, and hopefully maybe with our player of the game as well. What a night. Lebanon 41, Riverdale 34 in double overtime. More in a moment on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Greg Pogue back once again to tell you about Bongo Java, Nashville's oldest and most celebrated coffee company, now also located in the Omni Nashville Hotel. Reward yourself for surviving Nashville traffic with fresh, locally roasted coffee, classic handcrafted espresso drinks, and fresh baked goods all day long. And free Wi-Fi, so you don't have to work from home. Number one in customer service. You made it through the traffic. Reward yourself with a perfect pick-me-up at Bongo Java. Fresh coffee, delicious treats, great atmosphere. Open 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. daily. Bongo Java at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week on WNSR. Here's Joe Fisher.
Double overtime tonight for the playoff opener. Lebanon 41, Riverdale 34. Blue Devils advance to round 2. Riverdale's season has come to an end at 6-5, and there were a lot of players, Greg. We saw a lot of high-profile performers in this game tonight. A lot of them showed out tonight, too.
Well, and Lebanon coach Chuck Gentry holding court right now. He's got his team in his end zone, all of them in three-point stances and surrounding the team. Looks like parents and fans and supporters all out on the field right now. And Chuck Gentry is he's the
ringleader right now, isn't he?
He is orating. Is that a word?
It is now. And across the way, the disappointment Riverdale sitting at the other end of the field after their season came to an end. What a tremendous comeback tonight.
Yeah.
You know, give them great credit. Down 28-7, he just seemed to be out of it and found a way to get it to this point.
Well, 21 unanswered to get it to overtime, and you count the lead at 21, 8 unanswered as well. And so just if you're Riverdale, man, yet again your season ends losing to Lebanon, but just a tough way to lose. But then again, what a game! What a game!
And the emotions through the fourth quarter and the overtimes, the swing of emotions. These teams have been through a lot tonight. But for Lebanon, as you said, regardless of how it ended, they find a way to live to play a second-round game.
Well, you want to go ahead and name our player of the game? We're going to be talking to him here in just a few moments.
There were a lot of very good performances tonight, but yes.
Well, and certainly you're looking at Taylor, the running back for Riverdale. Certainly, I guess if they would have won, we'd have given it to him, probably.
I would think so, yep.
But Abston, everything he did leading this team, came back into the game after getting dinged up a little bit, scored the winning touchdown. It was almost, hey, enough of this. I'm going to run it in, and I'm taking over this game. And it was Abston whose leadership up and down the line, even when his team was on their heels, quite frankly, giving up 21 unanswered regulation, 28 unanswered overall, but still came up with the plays that they needed to win it. And Lebanon moves on.
I believe Jalen Abston is going to join us now, the senior, after a big night, and hopefully has had a little bit of time to catch his breath. Jalen, congratulations.
Thank you.
What is the emotion like being caught up in the middle of a game like that?
Really crazy, especially being up by 21 and then they fighting back and then coming into overtime. It's a lot of emotions going.
It just seemed like that scoring touchdown there at the end that you were going to take it and nobody was going to stop you. It just looked like this is my play.
Yes, sir. I knew that number 31, Caleb Heron, that he would be coming off the edge pretty hard. So it was a read option play, so I got to keep it. And it was one-on-one with the safety, and I executed.
What happened to your leg?
Cramps.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
You had us worried there for a minute.
Yeah, we were already calling the ambulance for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, and you get past Riverdale for a second straight year.
Yes, sir. Feels good. Now we get to try to get revenge on Oakland. They came in and traveled here last year and beat us. Now we're going to go travel to them and see if we can get the W.
Sounds good, man. We appreciate it. Congratulations. Enjoy tonight.
And we're going to bring you a plaque down on the field and present it to you here in a little while, as soon as your coach can quit signing autographs, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
We'll be down.
For coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What a player. Thank you for coming at the end. Good for him. And, of course, he will be playing somewhere at the next level. 6'2", 185, got the wheels, got the arm, that dual threat quarterback that these spread offenses love these days.
So 41-34, Lebanon the winner in 2 overtimes, and we hopefully are going to catch the head coach, Chuck Gentry, here briefly before we leave our portion of the broadcast here tonight. He's going to be worn out just from the postgame celebration and performance.
Well, yeah, he's still holding court out there as well. Want to remind you to stick around after the scoreboard show with Ray Doskey, Bruno Reagan, as soon as we get out of here. And then we want to thank Tim Leeper Roofing and T. Wright Properties, Taylor Wright, not only supporting us, but their support of high school football. Riverdale, certainly Taylor, coach there, went there. Also, Tim Leeper Roofing involved with Lebanon. You see a sign down here right in front of us for Tim Leeper Roofing. Their love, Tim and Taylor, both good friends of mine, and I know how much they appreciate what high school football means.
Yeah, great to have them on, but we couldn't do these, obviously, without that kind of support. And it's been a marvelous year, and hopefully more to come, and hopefully the coach is going to be wrapping up his radio interview with
a good buddy, Tommy Bryan.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to. They're one booth over. Just say, all right, it's our turn.
We only want a couple of questions, and then we'll be on the way.
And I also want to remind you, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Prep Football Talk presented by Freeman Webb.
Get all the brackets.
We will have all the scores, and I'll look ahead to week 2 and all of them. Everybody plays next week. There were a lot of buys on the Division II level for the top teams, but we'll have everybody in action next Friday night across all 9 divisions and all 6 classifications of Division I and all 3 classifications of Division II. And our guest, Ty Clark, the running back at FRA, Justin Geisinger, the coach there, they had a bye tonight, so they will be off tonight and playing next week. And Scott Wells will be our Legend of the Week. Scott played at Brentwood Academy, played at the University of Tennessee, outstanding center, played for the Packers and in the NFL for a while, and he is now the offensive line coach at Brentwood Academy, so he'll be our guest tomorrow morning.
You know, you see a few, Greg, in the first round of the playoffs, the way they're set up. You'll see some, well, you mentioned Oakland, Shelbyville. You know, you're going to have some of those because of the type of matchups that you can get in round 1. When you get to round 2, those narrow down a little bit.
Yeah, and it is a tall task for Lebanon. Oakland is the best team in the state in my mind, although the CPA, I think it was a 36
or something like that
win streak was snapped as well. So, but we got that also tomorrow with Sammy Kincaid, Power Hour, the 10 o'clock hour, and then 11 o'clock with 10 o'clock, the pregame WKU, and also Charlotte as well.
Yeah, I don't believe we're going to be able to get Chuck Gentry tonight. It looks like he's into a lengthy post-game interview with their folks celebrating their win, and deservedly so. So we surely appreciate Jalen Abston joining us, though, and he had a tremendous game. And glad to hear that it was just a cramp and nothing more serious, because for a while it looked to me like it might be pretty serious.
Yeah, he was down for a while and really didn't have the reaction you see with the cramps as well.
No.
But what a game. Double overtime, Joe.
So next week?
We'll be announcing it over the weekend. Just check out all of our social media platforms and everything. We'll be back at it next Friday night.
Appreciate it, partners. A lot of fun. Love these. Thanks so much to Adam Johnson for all his help, to Ray back in the studio. Remember, Ray and Bruno will be back with you with the post-game scoreboard after this break. Final score again from Lebanon. Lebanon in 2 overtimes defeats Riverdale 41-34. I'm Joe Fisher. Thanks for joining us on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.